secure these areas for good. This one say, please, Mr. Berete, for God's sake, we don't need any more time. This one say, as a citizen of this country, I am profoundly disturbed at the upward trajectory of the number of deaths each year. For the past years, was there any proactive and preventive measures put in place to minimize the number of deaths when such natural disasters occur? So, these are some of the concerns from the viewing and listening public.
Absolutely. Sometimes natural disasters they happen. Sometimes man they contribute to that natural disaster. When you interfere with the environment, you go pot stick, you go interfere the soil loosen, you find out say the water where they come on that this country where they empty into the Atlantic Ocean, it they count red dirty. Now don't tell you say some erosion is taking place somewhere. And for that erosion take place, it means some tree has been uprooted. And that make we believe say as a nation, now we come together. When we address issues of the forest, the reason we make we get state institutions like the EPA, we get the National Protected Authority Agency, all of them in there, now for them we get it right. Because once you get it right, though we always be reminded of the Intergovernmental Expert Panel on Climate Change. We don't single we. But even the country then we they not single out. Look what it happened. Hurricane Amma, Hurricane Harvey, all of them things in the climate change, these are the effects. Now that make we as a government, we still committed to the Paris Declaration on Climate Change. Cascading now to this issue of more time. You know, I see a young lawyer, one Ibrahim Kuruma, on a host that na podium na ya. They talk about neck, they call on the neck boss for resign, they talk of this. You find out say people they say, oh, enough for talk so. But this man tell you say, he say people there for look at this election, it's not about a more time thing. President don't announce. President say no waiting. 2 weeks ago, Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers, the United Nations Secretary General in the Special Rank, he make it very clear. He say, thank you, Mr. Secretary General, representative, for coming to sympathize with us. President even bringing a conversation on the elections. He say we are looking forward to March 7, 2018. So if President don't talk that one day, who side this talk they come over one time?
Okay, another concern they are so where the person they say, I hope this UK company will be able to remove rules in disaster-prone areas and secure these areas for good.
Well, not so they therefore go remove the people that are in disaster-prone areas. Now, government a plan who don't get the housing, affordable housing right, before able to engage the people then, utilizing Article 169 of the ILO Convention on relocation with a human face and dignity, also respecting the human rights of these people. So with all of this combined, we are very mindful of that. Now that may I continue to appreciate that this program they give this opportunity, now can put into context the many, many homos then. Because I talked to the journalist the other day at the AYB panel. I say, Usa, you pull bodies 2 months will not pay neck. They say, na Romo. I say, Romo, you can't go and investigate as a journalist. You don't do in this profession over 10 years. Even though we don't bring for you the October 31st, 2013 right to access of information, you have a functioning commission. You still can't go and find out. I will end that day. This country now we all get up. Nobody not gets monopoly of knowledge.
Okay.
But Lord, we always remind ourselves say, why should we do the politics? Lord, we know say, we for respect the law and that Sierra Leone for all and A because we no go allow me is slide into any semblance of chaos. Now that make anybody will say, oh, we'll make this country ungovernable. Not a political bluff talk. Because as a government, we they make sure say the security of the state nobody interferes with it while we respect political pluralism.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, so we end the program for today. This now presidential diary we they reach every Tuesday 1 p.m. and we get a repeat broadcast every Friday at 10 p.m. Well, so we end this edition today. But you also get the opportunity for listening on Friday 10 p.m. Well, many thanks to all the one that we put on together for we bring come to in this program. Well, we come with the program to Namina Sheku Sumaila and they always talk to the presidential spokesman Wina Blagiriti. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, boss. God bless you.
Is the Presidential Diary, a weekly radio and television program that brings the presidency much closer to the people.
It's the Presidential Diary. This is the diary that brings to you issues that the President, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, is involved in. It is not just for the local audience on radio and television. It is also
Even when I'm on my own, we're closer than we've ever been. You won't ever feel alone. I'm with you till we dance again. Wherever I go, you are everywhere. I see what you see. It's the greatest view to me. In the darkness, you're my spark. I'll never be afraid to dream. When my world is tearing at the seams, I got everything I'll ever need. You are the greatest view I'll ever see.
From the moment you start your day,
We are here for you.
As the news breaks throughout the day,
We always make sure you get a full story.
Join me every Monday to Friday at noon for your favorite program, PODIUM.
SLBC News brings you intruding stories you ever wanted.
A place cannot produce poems. It can only not prevent them. And Freetown is good at that, for Freetown has its own sudden elegances. People are slow to leave it, quick to return. And there are others who come for a year or two and stay for a lifetime, sensing that they found a city that is in the world, yet sufficiently on the edge of it to have a different resonance. Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever. Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change. We've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here. We've always listened. Because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river, and the land, and the sky.
It's our place, all of us.
This city belongs to everyone.
And you know when it's your time.
and it's our time.
Listen, we are Freetown.
The golden rules of Freetown.
Don't pretend you're something that you're not.
Don't go thinking you're better than anyone else,
or that anyone else is better than you.
Don't shout about it. Get on with it.
We are Freetown.
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 Yeah.
We found our voice again.
I'm from India and Freetown.
I'm from China and Freetown.
I'm from the UK and Freetown.
I am from Nigeria and Freetown.
I am from home and Freetown.
This city belongs to everyone.
The fishermen,
The taxi driver,
The barber,
drummers, dancers.
All of us. All of us. Everybody. We are Freetown.
The past is ours.
the future is ours. It's our time again.
and this city belongs to everyone.
The playwright,
The greengrocer,
The teacher,
the dog.
This space is ours.
this light is ours.
The beaches are ours.
the rivers now we own.
The roads are ours.
The bridges now we own.
We are Freetown.
We are all visitors and we've all been here forever.
We've got the mightiest river.
And the biggest sky.
And there's a resonance again.
Freetown. Freetown.
We are proud of this place.
We love this city.
And we want you to love it too.
We are proud of this place.
Na pass we all dey pass like stranger dem, but we all don dey from there. Come here, and you'll feel it. That end of the line sense of freedom. Say yes to Freetown. Say yes to freedom.
Broadcasting here is actually very interesting, and looking at most of the systems here, it seems they are highly connected.
Salia, what's up with you?
Come on, don't let us slow talk all. Like so many people do.
We've never seen these people before. So they are munkus. Okay.
The night before we left China was full of celebration. A scene of party was organized. This night will always be remembered by the team, because during this period we enjoyed ourselves whilst we danced to our African music, courtesy of Pilot CPO, President Sierra Leone DJs Union.
Hello everyone, my name is Eben and you're watching SLBC. Don't touch that. Peace.
This is Emanuela with SLBC.
For news, views and comments, always tune to SLBC.
Ikori mo ka gbase na mo na fami. You will know them so elese. Kano SLBC television. Tonongi mo man tragbo seba amit papai tara akentikamu. Dopo papai know you language. O aka amit matonongi wo man tara akentikamu ye. Apa ma so telmangi salatai atarante school kakal de kanti. Ma school de kanti to sitam tane ankom na mento. Anchichiao. Amperenso wayi en fait tangi tomaya yo ngi kay ka fofu kasu kemuno soy mbakal basi ak papi ka arenga tonomi pepe sa allo kondere ci la muy story mo do man tassé story mo no may man tlas mo so man passé bop kede de marmi kami tanne di bound no sino Slbc way moy pa Ibrahima Kamara pa Ibrahima ko di banfma
peri af mami no sekeno
afin on pas gotengi sambe stra que pai atara det pour kanti tai escoule pour kanti a diri au plan schools tre que c'est tam nek ben pas comme na mente tomo ya sambe school e kal pour kanti tre que tam ne ankar mo ko tomo ya ay fangi mina won tumengi si tu as lomi munoni mutela so le sim ka so clisoni en ka so mal suite to risu soy en bakenien amba chochoko problema anye maka pa komnament yoyi pa komnament an to bet ko bonesi ankar moko kama adramanga achibonga esa kelega ni tapura ngai moya ni kama kanti mapura ngai taran kapunye an pa chochoko ngen an komnament ma benene be ka prenam pa komnament on ninge ekala emet takakatarante tabol ko mo taputu wa hanto tabol ko mo pa putu subsidies ekala itapota kay ka ed teacher of malomi kan kai an teacher ni o administration kamang bili wai e table e desk e chalk e blackboard tapi an kala nga subsidy an kala ma ren ma taka pa subsidy pa government o beto to kan fangi an kala ni me kam sa te pa government mo yoy pa government but e toyi estirangam salata an karmoko ay teacher an principal angim de tasra mo loy pa comme so pas ta bar mo lo munani o ro par o mine kan ke me maramien o kara tapi ka tapati awairan ka mo yi uno no tubo ko pa obaki e pin tasr mayet ka afumi to af man bili waye e te kan fet kan bili karangi te ngi pa ko menti muno bit kna ko mo pi ko muno ni anan ka pai afumi ak pet spect matini mawani tanchi chai ante tasr amolo mapa extracurricular mais tasre amolo pa government nka panye kamang pangay e ma panye extra classes pepe o chicha ko pom asura ma paru poto a syllabus ko po ko vangi ko pom para poto ra fetu a syllabus en ka feti ine a need to want mo ka so pa ita ka so extra classes extra lesson non muna mo kar mo ko tono yi pakaman an kar mo ko tono ko pani syllabus ngani an ko vai an po ngi syllabus ngani an kari kama feti ay kamandire extra class waka extra class man ko mo ngi o ti mo balan pamphlet ngi e pamphlet be kai subject be subject aboti oba o ti chai oboti an pamphlet mo an pamphlet ngi mo want mo white bet bepi because economics pamphlet bepi wa ngi at antase pepi mathematics pamphlets mo teacher ben pare pi no o wa ni ntase pepi English language or language arts pamphlets mo ben pare people no wa ni ntase be côté que les lit sans cobra tiens pas comme na menti no meti que tu pas ma tiens be pam tamti extra classe ma pas fait manka subo tankal ko ni o karamo ko kati karanga fait depuis o karanga fait an loko ma karanga fait o pon un syllabus bon yinka antama pungi antama ngati on needed an extra class tiens pas vraiment mais les classique pas yi pa comment ni ampangi ngoyes que benene yinka agante mas karanga muno iba control ba pepe ko benza bu benengi tekin samsa que pas an cobra ben ko yi an papa ma basia
yo vamos a passar aqui fofi moya ni yankumrai apa cocoko si tik basiki yankumra sa kumra me lori kumra mampai o wati moyi mo ndo mur ko mo apa ka kare metro mu du ka kare na fa na fa ma chikara yi o wat moyi fete muno kubwe ndo mi chat chat
naam
adio yima sonko mo wa do pa sonko papa yima ka pe ni udan kala so papa yima ko se pe se so mo papa yima ko yidu atio yima be udo ko sa pa katila ko tila dem mo po ni na ko ko kara ko so ka karangi mo po ichar ko sa fete ko so ka yo ichar sa cham
naam
kele pepi sa ko bra se pa do na fete mo sa ichar ma tu le sa lo wona ka mi le fete ka da ali ka fete o fo ka mi le be skule tan o ko kan class of wallahi ali mo ekilo ta ko se pidi ni ko mo karan como kwate ka fo fo como karabas i a pa ko tila pe ali body ni fo yo baki go funta
naam
amba si se wat kan pa se sa lo ko mo bas karangi ya chita chinyi af masu ka kwese kwete yesu adi tila be o ya ko ka fo be go ba yo ka so so o ka fo ne mu fino o ka le menten o na ko bra na so ni ti ba ni fie bi le taka karan ka fetan o ati be bi tete ne ne ko mo go bu bro ko e be ko po ka karan ka bo po ka karan ko chumo ya won ti pu ko mente ko fo ne ko fino he baby ni ulo mo bakana mo tukan ka do se ko uta mo tukan pada ta se mani ngoi ka karan ka yi o mani ngoi ka karan ka yi ma ka ma bu ka karan yi mo bu ka karan he di ba pe ne na me chedi ke baby mu no bu ka karan yi ni nche mu to la to la fo ne ko ke o angeso anna polonso i anko bra ma yo afet ma ti karan yi ni so to no so ru ni
naam
afet ni ka bi ma afet yi an ga ipo ya fo 6 ya me to ko he baby ji to ka ne ko no di baby mu no kan me mu ka ni ma ban fili kame muntasie iba ko la mi chicha kama ko karanti kala ni ra papa
kala na
ka karan kala ya ko brado mi wala ya pete ngam kuranga pepe o bo fil tete lo me ko fil ni ba classe en iba sa ira ka so buk o ko bro ka pa ko de mo ko 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 tiro ka so ya mo no sala no se ko o bi ka be ke mo ko bi ke o be ka ta sheyi mo yo be ka bo fo mo so ta sie ya mo no se ko ko bi se ta wa si ko so te bale ma uri ando sisi bale ma uri mama ko ba akori mpo ba fa koraki mpo ba fi nto ipo wo kan po kuta ko 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 wajere ma se ma ga pla pla le wa pla de be ntro mam awa ka kara ka ni ro kara uru skulu ba na visa tu
na visa tu
wallahi ana nge te bro ko brai ma sisi ta tar sa fait kama nga so ma fu da baki ma fu kara ni ande ya ta ta su ka be pipi mu no bi yi chenche ne mu no bi yi ba bro ati ko ne ba ko uru ka ne bu ayim ko yo le mu ko le ka bi ko wat ko ibudu ko ro yido ko so to ba sa te be try ta to ta ba try no be ta te mo wat mo karangi ko bu karangi wala ko to karangi ba na ke o ba ni mu o ba ne bo so mu da na be so to mo ngi ta mo so no ai ba ta nu ke be pi chance pa be ta so ko ma so ngam ya ta ta so mo yi ma so ba kini na ngi ka bi to ya ta so sa si sa tar mo ya ma fe ta su ma so ta ta na ma fu ba ki ma fu karangi ani ba ni su ani ngai ma ka ma ko ra ayo le be ta nyaras
wa pa ibrahimai e mo chimo mo tai ambal afino nga bol ko mangi buta ngi wala fa no tselta mi chot mo pai tai san ko mra o mari ta se tim ko pai an feta su ngata mor ka su ba penu ka tanga feta no ringa makita ko ne ka tilang andere foi kanu an ka mo betam book study mo so bete pase makit ko tila ko of court ko ne ro abacha ko ne ro konko market anga mo pet mo ma yi o anke ko tilam pa de betam ko de study ade ko ya ngoto no konto no ya ngono nga ma atra tet kan tambe hang be ka mo net no mo bet ka fa se mo chon so pai pepi sang ankar mo ko sa ankara ankomra ka si sa ta ta feta so ka su bulo ta tan yi bepi na nga sa ka spot tamro yi ngat ko la su tet kulu wala so ka so bo nga pain ka pai wallahi kama se tonto en fait à suma pas l'initier repoto a encourage nga de kia man ko no ko la lore fino ni anga lore fino ni ana o maji pa ngani ana mo office fino ni wanda ka karang ko karang oba BA oba PhD oba masters kono ba nga aw ma jipa nga anu office ni yama kanon ka mo mile ka karang anto ko te to fino anu nga sita fino ngai anu nga mansion ngai anu nga ngai wo karang ko karang o ni ko lai mone mari kama shoyi o abata sri ikal del kankar moko Allah kalau kau bilang ngecikan ke pai mina ukar moko ipo kananga feti mo tren to ba sam tederang ka ta di tak betul sabol ko mapa both primary and secondary mina imi chicha o itreto ni amon ko lima an chicha mason tuma itarama teni sankar moko o nankar moko to kake saspo fotaneras marimu me school me ka etanye muno chicha tede kira a makitro school wata gbeti bom nga anchichi abera nga ba matemeyen oba tabota scotch oba gari ground soup oba monak nakite oba ice eye be okedo classroom mo be kedo classroom en fait ça nga loko mo be class yam patotoko en 7:30 amber mo akbat angbele nga totoko akbat ni mono mai sibri to fati ti koton yi kala na tam tresasi on bet ti la fait tam do classe on ti la mes almami kamera abu bangura ha on poti la kele ka ke hali como to he kan buy ice uno de wari akaya atunta boot takot ascot mo wan to kele ba do ta to sebe ka kele bo wan mo no mo chicha be pimbo wan tin tara ti yoyi oyo wan to mo ko ne ke ya oyo wante ko mo kira fo mo ma ti so me wanto nessa o kar mo computation so ko ko mi no mo me ka mo ni e put it for to rent ka batam to der tieni no buy an ethics ko chama pa the don'ts of the teacher the don'ts of the what teacher no for the teacher mo ti on ma pa the don'ts of the teacher o teacher che chakawan che bo wan be bo wan tin cho wan ti ko mo o ko kia muno kar mo ko awru mare mo wonye ma yesi ne daddy the moderate the fin of when mo won erumai ade by a picture gbeti e ba municipal say o be pin to my ma pass mo klimo yan na bera man tato is there fino o tasel to yemo en ko nei de kone kus abudu o ako kus mo abudu e ya be e ti sedu class kenye tato important bo mo ni ngai mo pan katila karo class we run a makitso classroom e what has got away do classroom Uncle, call ice, jokot, urenu classroom, a yellow classroom, urenu ye, nan teacher, bera, female teacher, naba problem nan. Marinu, ye makman ko be matemien. Kaman na karanga fet, chimnu kaman ko vai syllabus. Ba penu ka boka pa der extra lesson. Man ko until I go jokotam, until I matelo mani, then by totally atiman balan fete, man bala sentence ni, am pampum, the whole of the day. Owa anker bo muta mapata head teacher headmaster to one principal na ko e ka kotan ma pa ko ka supervisor man kli pepi o teacher o idi teacher fete abayan panam pa brema ai na kara so annampo apana kai ankar boko mateni o wan to yo teacher ta bo trebe o e pepi o dere wan ti korkite pepi wan to e korkite pa brema o teacher bo tre ko mata ko kala ko dere teacher wan o tia ka teacher o se me ko mathematics ke o ya ka solve a Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. In any right angle triangle, the sums of the side contain the right angle is equal to the hypotenuse squared. Can you what it bet? I want teacher I want. Okay. So I want to go tell them theorem. My teacher theory kwa. Because I think so me kappa to bet what to why. Wa ko non ta botter. O to bi tan kata ko kala kwa tali botter se ko ma sabab pai. Ka pai I think so ma. O wa rem. Mati me be mari se nemtene. Ye man the party ko banye bo se so la teacher wa ka ke mo do Slbc of against teacher na out of experience ati pon kan for no classroom e teme toro nyen baby me la oye o aka ke poti mo no so mari mu tim kaman chei o plan fait ça stelle de problème mo no kontam tameta en fait bem yankara ni c'est que ça que pas atoma o to ma pi o kara po wa book e uniform o po karam a school fees o po ne o an ko to gbete wona
iba pa lol me gwa de se kan pa kan moko
namu
para yi ma bare ya pa boyi kan ka kru o ni mo pe ti o te yi o ni te ka so company a se sa amma yi me mo yi tiki am pa to ko yi tiki sara ba pata na so ko bi so ki bi kamara ngani o yi tiki sara ma pant bi so ki bi kam sa sangi o yi tiki botel ma pant e pa sa se yo kar mo ko yi tiki bag la kar ya fet sa sala ba kar mo ko lo wallahi ba botel ma pant age mas ko ko yi le sine ye nteli elesine se bale ko kar ma ko la ma tel papa ni se meni kaka gudo funta mo kala mbe masram ko elesine ko do class 7 kala masram ni nteli kono kala masram ko lo ko ka ba si bomba mo be member la kono slide de school ma pa Jean Baptiste UCC de la ko do pa ma school mi no camp pour Jean Trudeau kono yido kantin si do fro bi so ki to ma ya man che man beki mama spoon school ya school ma will by 2 o'clock yi o te kana sutania 7 o'clock mo puyi o botre ka kinkili o kone ka mun ko sa ba se vaccine du sikia da mo o botre ka kara ngafet kare ka mo ka to no ya botre wallahi billahi an kala man ba se kala tamar kidi yudi ka sa ka tamar kidi ba ku rangis ti ma fam kama wurangis an ga da ba yu fane ki ya fete me ko ma ko shi ata tele ko to bakane an ka mo ka ba de ko yu fane ti bakane kada te o ka di be school ka NPS ko ta ba yi ati la selective entrance sa ngas ko shi lo ka NPS da sati pepi ka ko buti ni tentene aka le resulti se an ko aka di la ma ka tara school be bakane e model ai ba tara ni ta tara kele ka ki ka le ba shi ka tukri o ka mo ko mo ba shi ka la ka tara ni bu ma ta mu wallahi billahi hali muno hali ma pa di ba ko kidi tengi na ya kan mo ko mani masmanu then mo yengi ti di kal kan fet en fait ma botu ka kan tika kala ni tajiki ka kala kala ma ko kala mun kala nga wude yo kala nga ka ska mun kala ka nga ati mbo pam tiki yi kama iske wuni ko no du ani nam tengi anja tien kala ka mta man kala nga o ka ska mta man kala nga bo tika kala be penu empire kelikile e fi me yo e football ya tu ko ba se ka ja e ma ko kala ni koko de ba kan isma mu soto ni kala bela fi ngai mai akala ngai mai ngi sa fino ngi sa bunyi de la taramu kan tem ni ma ko kala ni wala ye koko be de yi ma so kala ka so ko be fi mu no yi ma daru ye be fi na ma daru kaman karam be fi ma fi na ma do krifi kaman karam be fi ma sa fi ma do be do krifi ni ye be kaman karam ko ngi ka kala kam so mu ta mu no wa de bu ma fo tan kan ni be penu si ba yanti bati e wodu le bati e football yati e film yati be penu e be kan be yi ka o ka karangi wallahi ma bo nya karangi e be ri ta ba da kiyoyi ke na fe to na sta ka karangi ka ma pati bata bi bu bat te bo te wa ti yo si mai ba kuni a cha si gam ple to no ma cha a yin bila je ngara se te ska yi no ba si ka mu ti ba ko to fili o ka sa le ko su ko le si les wa be te wa ti lo mo e ba so to e ko ya ko je isara ko ba but ko do fun le masara ko o ka do ya ko ya o mi ba ko le siketi tasio o wa to ko mo to ka ka to no o lo mo e me lo mo yi o wa to studian bo ko si je be ke o ka yi be 21 aggregate ko se ko ba mi le ko ka ko iru do ai fam o ko le si dali ya za na le si ne ko le si na o ta be ka bu kara ko ka bu dol ka kara ko mo ka kara wala ya le si nga mari mi so ka ma yo le si ma ko le si so yin na pe bi yin ti papa yin dedicate lagle te mu ai mo gel le ki ka e ka kara be pe ma te be kala ma daran ma bu kara nge te ma yo le be ma e fi mu lo tu se ma ile to so kan kala le bu ko ko be de bu kara be pe ma te be no so ma nge yin sa ba ta en fait la si determinants
awa irbo mpa brema afuma binu bepi nkanti bon television mon tikle an television man kli mon SLBC television muno noni England nga man kli wa am pangi mastel masratai school mekel fo kanti teke stam tamne am papa government an komo ya an teacher teke stam teke pa mayo asan an komra ma pa parents an kaidian ko te makya wa en fait be ma pa people student ngan to stam tam pa sek papa e parti yasi ka tellement mo be pindir boy kaman tara imas pa te kone sorry mui a re man tilai kan kam no so pa sek bab kele pete otan problem pa ti mo o asba so yi mo me pa boy tege san saka moko ka kana wa wante se ba do spy environmental factor c'est pas community factor un community factor ngai atie o want mo nanka akelen kelen do yi tele center do dance troupe do club ambadi be esompaka karankawan pepi o want do ambadi tele center abai money bomba boiteni Manchester, Liverpool, Barca, Real Madrid boya yengi ngata patri o want halite o tuira do class kati siam como karan because no so e makan custom environmental factor that no maybe chocolate do want maybe o want to do ara di man ngaidi suit yeah kaple kada isaki o want kono so modere o tam ne that environment and yo ne agamula ngaidi maybe na ka focus mo loto anomba nya an counterpart mampo counterpart kan an tomra an shadow ngati wala nye an string green ngati a total and said next one sort of 13-17 sure ball pepi anye ngai be papa environmental factor an so mo kale yo pepi and drago ngai tuna manger sim sidiki mine sim sidiki play abentel pok oh you know sabi pepi ngai bo ko dere o want kono so yo mo tam ne matre mi do mi o le mi so person paka karamba wan so an environmental factor a community factor anye sa karanye ko echicha stream college sompa afeta karanga mari ta sekane afumanye ba eteli center en fait a été tabeka terrain to fata tasas ma pa 18 years yi afeta bote ta chebe kama ko ka eteli center ko ne kolikili en akaba to ye playground se no pa ne play center ma play be abayi apoto bulletin billion yebe esompa pa comme na meta ko ba fo set ke pa mate meta wura makantof ami ba ko ma fet ankaran o wanti ko ba mo pi o fi mo lo meeting o ma no be mo motel na ni aniki o ange so ke fofka ampanga ankar mo ko soyi o wan sara afetalom mo ko ero karante mo o kar mo ko met ko wan to be wan to ingeterati pepi o wan to bambone ima timba kama tati ko to tibambonia on la mo ko do school yo mo ni sani pum ko bolo mo te dira bata ko bayen he ali konya o tkan go pai a mi na soko amant sa soko kutu bes o mi na academic rusum de ke tilagbo o ba fere mantara matemi tela an ko brai mo so ko mo ko pa o on kam mo de no school ke dira pet ko ba o pre se ba se pai arusman discipline nga ochicha kwenya muno ochicha te fof kolos muno kar moko tenal mo man won lo menye tenal te manali ka fo ku vori mo fo fenyi kam yo o wan to tansene ochicha pepi ochicha opa 2 + 2 = 5 ochicha opa 2 + 2 = 5 muno kom ko adi ba phd ba masters kan pa 2 + 2 = 4 ano so ochicha say Lane, to what Otamoka money. Teacher say 2 + 2 = 5. You know, only by PhD, by masters, by BA, can 2 + 2 = 4 to Lanem. Oh, one don't learn no teacher can pay. I told you that Timo shut up in come connect Karang, some and buy a note of lessons and prepare. And put them pay fino. Come on, take care, Thomas Fit, even can pronounce. Sunday, sa a black man, Saba a bush put my patron say. A bunch of women and bad remember by dialect are different about tribal accents. Can I try to pronounce phenom? Muno shall by fish instead of fish, police instead of polish. Don't pronounce phonetics. I went to go a teacher in college. And your government money, I go and teacher will go to college. Pronounce polish. Maybe no teacher pronounce phenom. I want to pronounce phenom. Aniki salo mai ukata banye ngasa batu no mwe tasto ka kito ngima sinkane monge ache so mes plete kan kamo ko sunga so atori ngan loko wa mwanyi pa brema aloko so mo fatri mwanyi
liga magante makal bondo no
malam la buta taka mo Aspirant
Aspirant ka bo bare ampanga ankubra kadang ya albi dalo mabi wi ando maba television do bangi mari ankar mo ko so mamu woni kam be bo tori mutai man ko ankubra bo tem ro man ko yifo gide gbe se ko so ko mutaka nanko ankala maron ko be ke o stonde tengo anya bu karangi Angus ga wuru ko lo mo iru bank ando mai ka NGO ada makala bana ko no di mo ne ko ko iru klasi kama to ko ko di kena ko mala mana ko la ka mo muso ko po ji ko bu ko chicha le wa to ni ko to lo o ba de bi no ya wa ko to wa ko ba to ni tisapi ale ni ko to ba fo mo fo ba yaram po ka pa yama so bani
amine so e la mo ngi before me wure do classroom e po so to ni mi na yi wantan e patta ko se po ko so ko ba mi ne ke de patta ko ke e sa yo ngi ke le let mo ko ne pa PODIUM men so na so tanta ke me che mo bi so bo mi le an che me ke fi no ati ni ke pa on ko mo ka afọ fọ fi to be o wan ko ke iba ko so iba ya bo ko to school he o ba ni o ba le o ko iba bi shi no an ko kli to ko ronda ka kal kada ka pa e Mr. Conte ka mo ke pa e ya ta so tani na nalmi ka ko ba kala ma me atan maybe me so na tem fi to ran ka mo wan ka mo ko no mo ni ben mit nal mo no nal e ba ko so ta sene me kan television ni mo no kan nal mi no yi an ka mo e pe ti o me fi no yo ke da uchicha i pa to ka ke depuis o wa to wa re mo ka ya ka mo wa mo jo ko to mo to sap ko ke ro chicha an lo ko man no pan to wa ti sam na fam
yes sabi
ai ba o sum ko o ko mo
sorry ko ta simbu na fa ko
o afan no mo anye me pin der bo fwe an television man kle SLBC television man kle ah mo anye si an pa na ka kante school so an compliment ma yo papa ko men to mo ma kante school so an chicha ma yo ma kante school so guardians and parents ma pass my musu me an ko mra to ma yo people and students an fait trans to ma on ngi wa ka ke mo so yi comment pas cette papi kan tellement ngi ça se tori ma tem lo me sometimes ko pa government wa ko ni mo no so yi ma pas cette papi c'est là souvent ka no manya 025 21 62 62 025 21 62 62 mama pin pa ketilai balanen television mu kama salamu wan ke pin tikle television ne on fatri ngi so to mu finon mo so man pasi ba papa man to suba me school me re kante angan pa e kai antene ngi bakdere kai di eti allo me antepi ka antene ngadis ke school e kanti allo me kai antene ngi kai bakdere hello ik pas temu ka ko di mom ampiari saka de ke matila su nga mamo anu su ka anu su brane yes
I'm going to remember, you know, okay, do you see my I'm speaking. I'm a school, yeah, and teacher one to me. And teacher one to not so perfect too much. Yeah, I'm going to and I'm going to much my I'm going to go something like that. So I think I can make you know. See, my one put this so do. Because I'm going to put on that speaking that can't pull this like a key.
Naam.
Senga freedom kamanguli ido class ankara mayo tongi agwamo ida okyo bakankona o dressing ko kule ba focus mind como kara. So sima ngonu kunji so kama wonga si ko sima am ambassador mankara yi kaka on concern ko kiji. So kati kemo mun
yo o tibi kuro kambia wa suba mo finon
okay
mamo yo on super apa ko mo fofien or teachers sexual harassment to the girl child mo also fofien man program ali ba pik team ne ke si ma pe ka so kan ti so po yo ka team ne kan ki 100% ki team ne so ka gune gune tani ka man tara
hello
ya I pas tem ka ko mo ngesa ma re mantila abona television mun kama stila mu finon bona aha wa tel ma ba
ba so pia ba
itanto mo kuru namu fait gal piqué les dress finance dress fino yo el sapi ma na ngani well ko don tam tam ngien come tell about 025 21 62 62 025 21 62 62 bang passe baba sala time ma de kan te school ngi papa comment to ni ma ko mo yo aha akar mo ko se kene ma ka mo yo pas vraiment mo maskar rase atilai wano yi kama fofi am panga an teacher mo both am fait touré teenage pregnancy from the teachers
wala ngani afama nga fait kasi je butu ngati ori bob tege den comment bob okay no ni bob tege akumra ami utope da akumra binga chamo to wase mpuga mi akumra da ma kufe wan ko kuri anko mete ma kwashi yiri hata ko le kitu ma ngam ko kati wakita ko le katika ki
hello hello ampiari ngatari na umaslamu sake ngatari bo ngatari umaslamu finom oh okay tesu kaman katila 025 21 62 62 aha
mo me pa yagi
naam
akumra gbati kami to katakba mo na ko fe won ko kuri o afma na pitas be yagi sbs be kaki o de uno ita ko na ko le chicho takira ko ruili akumra ko mo ne ko so ko mo fe be ga bla fe be tumo ya ambo
hello ampiari sake ngese mo le matila nga oh do ko goto ya so kaska mi ko balri namba ka antel manya
my man teacher mo school medical team ya ti ma ekana de tila bati katena ay ka tan ko ko mani
namu
my mom je mo 1 million on gonna ba agri karan so one problem ni mo nai ani ne ba
yo surba mo yo still mamu kaman tell about 025 21 62 62 025 21 62 62 man passe papa antel ma stel man e ma kante skule papa government a to mo yo an teacher to ma yo an ko mra ma pa parents guidance nga so to ma yo well students people nga so ko ni ambar nga uno na katel ma kama stel man e passe ma ko mon piari hello ampiari seke itanto kuru ngesa mare mantela mea yo ngesa mare mantela
itela no ke la ni mariatu
ya mare sora ni kami
itena mu kuna da ambition
oroni
ko ni mu on pana chicha ka tilata ko sa because I can
yes
and to stay and get out to those schools and to fund and get out to those schools get out and can on 1,000 on 1,500 for why and carry go well like carry I put kind of police make I put from me if I want to be free or one come I can't go on school was going you know come go going you like go saying it's not there's a power of papa my learning to papa for the to can government come and do can teach and take up and training come and share out the house and take us care and to take too much
ya mare tu mamo yo mamu e matete ba se gba pa te so mu ntin pie tel mai problem antro o ya top ai so ba te ni span ni sidete ko ba ki da campagne mu tumete apa nga fet ke pa be pi ka bu to kuri pa ko me mo ba pasi kitai
mai ba kwasi kasi kama bu to lo fulani ngai an ko bra ngam ko aka ta ko ta so ko ma nga fulani akara wala 50,000 ya ampa fu to ma ngam mo bulo ayim sa ga o ba ki dan to ko ti ko ya ante mo ti ko ba ta
basi na mga ko mon piari ngesa ma de ke matila su na palla ro lunge sake ko balr namba kantel manya palla ro lunge ka tesu palla kaltela su mari mun kaltela su ka tesu ko wayan ke me fof ma pa ya credit yan ke me fof ko wayan kam kaltela su yo yeso kas ko gidi
sati an commenti e fo te ke kan ku ngi sagbe san ku ma ngi an 50,000 akada be kan aplo ni to tin ma opinion on kam ni ma fu seria ba kan nan to ko ro ku kadan tengi ka ku ma ya mi ko mra ko mra we fi ko no ka bu to ko ro pa ngi sule kilo kila ba ni kan e bi o pa se ka te ke ati
bas dem ba ko mon piari ngesa mo re ma sila mi nga na Slbc.
Me bali if na tabi utamu ko e. Ba ga man ko ne bala kali ba PT mi je so kaki.
No, pas vraiment.
Maman ko de bele kan ay masa ya
si tellement pas en bele po yi mo me ka mo te me min kan moko. Mi na min kan moko. Apo tellement bot kwa even a teacher yi a teacher en principal o aba a book. Aka faki agba ide. Ogba le ka ide. No selling of any food stuff in class. O teacher or sign a book again. Kera atele. Mo boy oyi. Obani oman kene ka kogolikot o kana fet oba wan to em connect mai ka molo makada re o klibe pi o teacher dere o administrator dere o principal. Hello ampiari nyesa mare matela menga wa kaltra ka matela su ntili ba brema do an kom got me e kan go pa a school master was once a school boy meaning teacher. Itserat maswatma ankosu. Ami maslawe. O kana wante kotuma dodari. Clay, maybe head teacher or mistress or principal report diri. O ti la lemple. Hello?
Yes.
Ampiari. Ah. Ah. Oh, ya mara tu mamu ibaki ampa fino ha. Problem ai foi ego mamu kal ko credit ko wa nkeme fo man kal back su. Kama sara ba bebi makoka APTA meeting e pin for fake pay katilaran chicha kata se mo ko te kane mo ni. O mo ko ti wona de yi oba o senior o monitor. Hello. Mpiari o kal kate su. Kom ko ti ma akolo ti lai ko ta kan fe to akolo mo churo kan. O yi mo ta kai o senior boy do class o senior gali kom ti la. O ti la le
ye ma
if ba.
O wa do ye ma balu ko modi ka o ko bro ka ko ya ko yi ka bu ko ka so yi ka bu bi. Mari mi e kama vota kila ka masa ka ko ne o ti kati.
O wa to be poro. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Mpiari seke.
Yo, mpiari seke tupia.
Itanto kulungesa mare man sila suena. O tel mai baswa. Ba bisa ko fafko slamu. O anyen. Anteli papa papa mwenye. O bipi o want kamu ko memberti ko koronda o chicha ko go pote tai. O chicha be bi da hot mentally. 2 times 2 times 4 plus 1. Brema.
O kami.
Masa
ba me ko kami nteli.
Aha.
O wan kami mo che bele motasi. Mo si ten ne ma pa be ke.
Hello.
Hello,
Ah, yamara kono so yi. Oh, Slbc bundu. One second one. Ah. Yapi.
Yes, can I say that? What's your mind?
Ah, Slbc.
Ba ke me kare mo nteli.
Ah.
O wa ke mo ta se NPS o ta se school of future to requirement ga nteli. Ai su mo ko na school na se dance ru nteli. Me ko mo ko ata mo 200,000 ke ba ti ja. Ke ba yi mo na ba ke ko na go ministry of education. Me ya na include ko ba ko bi me me ko yi. Parce que ga be ma ti wure. Kan ngora ka me gas ko ne. O wa wulu ko ke kan mo ke ba ne bi bas ga am bi ga ti. Mani patri mo ko bembe.
Ah, ampiari. Nye samare man sila suena. Ah, ko en badra mo. Wan. Sompa. Manu se mai kaman tete na boti anke me fofo bati ma pa credit e kaman tilai. Bota credit beti kaman tila so marinu. Ate e ma pa se ba. Ah, ko kidi.
So tati e wa te mari ke ko ba pa ke ba se ke ba ye ba ke kana bo sa yo e ni ba 200,000 ni. Yo yi wa te o chichai. I'm commenting. I'm because of correct what you can do. Don't have to kaki. Oh, be. Get on miss of education. Get who that according miss of the Kapa ya pili get show kapa sa driver. Kas connect Mr. Fire and somebody opposite by oh getting away.
Ampiari ba sem ka tori mom. Nyesa mare man tila suenga. Oh, amuno koi am balrama. Koi am balramu ka kan telmanya. Naam. Naam. Yapi. Ting. Yoruba mu am for someone to pa mo ne mo ma fofe.
Segede umbela.
Segede umbela. Science teacher is by to 56 man fofe nyayi. The gifted child, the average and the slow learner. Gifted, average and slow learner. After that say that's about the classroom. Or gifted you cannot pay until what you go put around. The average learner time explain of basket of kone. Then the slow learner say o teacher or buy one keep full picking on it. Mbagwe is slow learner. Kono ntori wa muno ka mo kombeti tunebeki sama pantamien. Wa tati mo atia on so pa mo enye. Ba so lo ko bati pa bremai. Baby so to tilai. Se ke mo se ma suspect mo en limne space ko. Hello. Ampiari. Nye sama re man tila. Aha. De ke man tila nga.
Because the people you all have become also go there complaining on bad times to go look at me some bad times to be also. And I actually go no solve one problem on them. I tell them for free, and it's a manual way. Thanks to that power native. Can go to mobile power native, no more for free. But they don't go minister. But if I want to go to my market, I don't have a television. That one is a mobile power tower and come on go to school. My go to him, go to run down, come on, come on.
Pemo kami pemo ko no minsa pemo wa ne ko do minsi de ko
serious one. So we don't go come on the road of our force. We go get the bomb, I don't go there completely. Come on, over there, go there completely. So far, no one about 200,000.
Okay. Hello. Subalisa, come on. Subalisa, Baba Kiba.
Pemo ba ko no minsa ba ka minsa ko ga no minsa verification ayi ya ko tara akere mu pieta kirki kala ka je ba ba afere mu ba o ina me chache ga kama yone
Babrema. Pimoi, noi. Okay, for both of phono. Spasial so tila mwani, aloko somboro po, you still put a master on your Pabrema. Olang ba chopai. Se mas mas kala nandi ngi kapa chopa mo ban chance. Kwa Mr. Wango, kwa no Minister of Education.
Education,
Dama kwa report kapa wan kamu o chichai. Moche wa anjo for. O chwa about as got to support kamu. Opposition kamu tamoche wa koi. Aha. Tengi mwengi.
Kala ba ni bile chito ka buni ba government.
Seke yema kama tori ba meskule ito akante tori suba ko amma ngamba ta anko men to mu anchicha
anko amenti tamra ma fede talama chicha tando ka bakara ngai ai bakara me ai to bu e bak loki jalo binga yi kada ran ka ki nan kan ma ko so bo tuno pa tono kaman so ito nda ke ba pa dedication na temu dai na kumra e muno so yi che pa so ko mun polo ko ta e ba polo ko muta ure ngani wallahi ba bu baki da bu bram rai anta gudi o na fe so yi ka kara makara ita da ki karanta ai temu kara ta ya kamun kara man kana mu do ba bo tiwati sa ge da maso ko ba ko da fufi o bo ta ko masdiya ta amma ngani nyeba
awa siruba mu pabrema salata tita te mo menye so amma nganye sanso so manu nganye sa information nganye mari na anko mrai school me po campaign o mari urana feta no kai market urana feta no of court uranga ndo abacha street uranga nuni do kongo market uranga nuni do kalmato market e market be afet masala sa enta sa pati afet pati masala market e ngamba school girls school boy mari school po kanti sa pape ngane market nan tamte no mode ma mo no tato ka o de bo nge beki mu no komra mari mu che o passe ta mo pati ko ngon ka bo bundu man tem kidere blawan ka mo ko fta blawa ko buku blawa ko tafam blawa ko banfang ma pa baki ba sen kala mwe wa ye ma pa school material e te ko boti ko ngon kon ko bo bundu man mu ramon kam ma tasri ni par government na tellement en umra man forfait anti chat police en fait kan ya te so no ato wa enjo court o wa gari kon soup o wa kon kubang o wa kaya kon kan no er teacher tabote to isan ka pa o teacher so e police wan te so no ato wa ere ba kitwongi o teacher ngi ta technical and certificate won it says ka pa ko so teacher ai ne ka ba singo pa e bo tenge ka ke mo ro Slbc for fan teacher le so like teacher sames la po yi ke uno ni mo te nchei me ma me ne ba ke yo yi no mo shedi me te pa sames la po yi tati subanga na fait so manu sumanu ba benu etendi center ba benu toka itara mesmai amplias ben e ka basa itara mesmai plan ngabe anye kai Real Madrid, Manchester United, Liverpool. What do you stand to benefit if you know all the names of the players? Comme no sotwa pinsa mesmai players abia klama bukamu pa brema sando ko masie do school nge kai book mini anto no mois ne book ngi di no lokoi from 1970 il dit dans le contexte for la partie ipele kala ni keka ki hali tiamo ni ba so peti tasruba to brema dem ne ma fuma so
ko ni ma ka man ba sai ma mu no ba ba sa ta bi ya mu sai ya ba ko ka ministry ba ba afere out of chenye ko ka ministry an ko ne amini akere mu ba ka bi ya minister be se wa fa ya info for mu ke ma pa mu na be ba afere anti atata ti an ka wa yo to imam nga do le metenle
o afamini han to lokolomi salatai owe i oporisaka ametameni moi Judith Beckley suma fa su fino nge no ka camera yo nuka on play no suma ni tonga ni sbai Emilia Soya sba Aisatu Febo Hompa Suleiman Samura Joy Shepard Lois Boema Claudius Beckley yange be ngamba ne sui kafa mamuni hanto lokolo me afma minuni mi kamaska so fofeni mari noe somra feta nui ka antenem de monde de to ma wan to to school hanto lokolo me mine isa mamudu botne konteni kada ma bete menyi ipato yi amapen hanto lokolo.
Memorize this. I wish you exalt thee. Great is the love we should have for thee. Family we should be united whenever we
It's AfriCell Money. AfriCell introduces AfriCell Money for the first time in Sierra Leone for free. Mama, you no need for worry. Now you can transfer money with your AfriCell line anytime, anywhere in Sierra Leone free of charge. With the AfriCell money service, you can buy mobile money and transfer it for free.
AfriCell has made sending and receiving money easier and affordable with your AfriCell line.
The AfriCell money service enables you to have money accounts on your AfriCell line where you can deposit and transfer money free of charge while sitting comfortably anywhere. To create an AfriCell money account and start sending and receiving money, please visit any AfriCell point of sale countrywide where you can also become an AfriCell money dealer. For more information, call 161.
You want for do online now research, chat, video calls, download or upload videos, you want watch a movie or you go even stream on the internet stuff if you want, almost for nothing. Imagine you go buy 3 megabytes for 450 leons when a less than 5 blocks 10 megabytes where you will buy 2,250 leons, you go now buy 1,400 leons no more and you go use them 30 day dawn. 50 megabytes where you will buy 9,000 leons, you go now buy 4,500 leons and you go use this 30 day dawn. 1 gigabyte where you will buy 112,500 leons, now 60,000 leons and you go use them 30 month dawn. Even the 3 gigabytes where people will buy 270,000 leons, now you go buy for 125,000 leons and you go use them for 1 month. You go enjoy this offer. Now your mobile phone, your tablet or even your computer, whatever now you taste or need, we get great offer for you. Just dial star 800 as for choose your choice. With Airtel, you go browse Boku Boku for almost nothing.
Boku browsing with Airtel.
This na good news for all man a salon. The mama for well body business at the country, that the Ministry for Health and Sanitation, they come up with the National Emergency Medical Service, where you can call names for short. The National Emergency Medical Service names are for all man we get emergency medical condition. But names could give more attention to them belle woman, then kumbra, and then small picking them. Names come for tap the boku die where they be because people are not able to leave their host and community then quick for go for treatment na hospital. Where this service go begin bambai, the Ministry for Well Body go pull one number nado where people go call anytime they need ambulance. Where you call that number day, where they go give bambai, the Well Body workman them go pick you call and then go ask you important question them so that it go make them easy for make them prepare themselves for come pick you up. This service na free, but member say if you misuse them, the law go bet you tranga one. Names workman then go make sure say any patient where them pick up and drop na hospital, then go clean the ambulance first before then go take other patient. The Ministry of Health and Sanitation ready for this project and then get plenty ambulance them for do the work. Names come for we all.
It's the Noble Friends Without Borders.
I reach one.
You reach one. We reach all campaign.
Support us with books, pencils, pens, eraser, bags,
shoes,
sharpener,
tuition fees,
uniforms, or any material that supports school-going children.
Or volunteer with us in person, online, and offline.
We give hope to youth and young people
and help keep children in school.
I reach one, you reach one, and
we reach all campaign.
afternoon and a warm welcome to News Hour. I am Mahawa Aliyu. Coming up in this edition, newly elected national chairman and leader of the Sierra Leone People's Party calls on aspirants who lost their position not to leave the party. Vice President unveils Rokel Commercial Bank logo. Environment Protection Agency and partners, including the United Nations Development Program, join the rest of the world to celebrate World Ozone Day. And Sierra Leone Brewery Limited commissioned 7 fermentation tanks for the production of star beer. All these stories and more, including business and sport news, coming up in the next 45 minutes. Do stay with us. For our first news item this afternoon, the newly elected national chairman and leader of the Sierra Leone People's Party, Dr. Prince Harden, has called on aspirants who lost their positions not to leave the party but to stay united. He made this statement at the party's delegate conference in Kenema, where he was declared winner as chairman and leader of the SLPP. How Mosiri was there and now reports. Well, we'll bring you that story as we go along. Sierra Leone Brewery Limited has commissioned 7 fermentation tanks for the production of star beer. The 180 billion leones investment is to meet the production capacity of the company and also boost the country's economy. Princess Gibson was at the commissioning ceremony held at the company's office at Wellington.
Fermentation tanks will produce 750 to 1,000 liters that will double the production capacity to meet the demand of the markets. This 180 billion leones investment will serve for decades, increase employment and tax. It is also the basis of growth and development for shareholders.
SLEL believes that this investment program will be the basis of growth and development for shareholders and Sierra Leone for the next decades to come. As a long and proud history, it was incorporated in 1961 and commenced production operations in 1962. Since 1962, we have stayed during good times, but also during very difficult times.
He said Sierra Leone beer is produced from locally grown sorghum in line with the local content policy of Sierra Leone. The Deputy Minister of Trade, Ibrahim Mansare, said the 7 fermentation tanks will double the production capacity to meet the demand of consumers.
The purpose of this investment program is to double production capacity as a direct response to the increasing demand trends of consumers nationally.
Member of Parliament for that constituency, Honorable Kelfala Conte, expressed satisfaction for the move, which he said is an indication to meet the expectation of consumers. The Sierra Leone Brewery Limited remains a part of the growth of the country's economy. Princess Gibson, SLBC News.
The Environment Protection Agency, EPA, and partners, including the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, have joined the rest of the world to celebrate World Ozone Day. It is exactly 30 years since the Montreal Protocol was adopted to phase out the ozone-depleting substances. The theme for this year's World Ozone Day was Caring for Life Under the Sun, and the slogan was, "We all are ozone heroes." The event took place at the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Food Security Conference Hall, Yule Building. Sheko Somaila reports.
This year's World Ozone Day was Caring for Life Under the Sun, and the slogan was, "We are all ozone heroes." Over 30 years ago, scientists discovered that there was a hole in the ozone layer that prevents the direct reach of the ultraviolet rays of the sun on Earth, which led to the Vienna Conference in 1985 and the Montreal Protocol in 1987 to phase out substances that deplete the ozone layer, such as chlorofluorocarbons and hydrochlorofluorocarbons, commonly found in cooling systems. 30 years down the line, actions have been taken by governments across the world to implement the Montreal Protocol, which has been described by many as the most successful multilateral environmental agreement ever, which has also been ratified by all the countries. In fact, scientists say over 80% of the ozone layer has been restored. This is good news, the reason for the slogan, "We are all ozone heroes." This was a gathering of like minds, the United Nations family, EPA, other MDAs, the police, students and pupils, civil society, the security forces, academic institutions, and other interest groups. Representatives from the Meteorological Department, the UNDP, UNIDO, the Government Technical Institute committed themselves to continuing to ensure that they work with the Environment Protection Agency in its drive to protect the environment. They also celebrated the healing up of the ozone layer. They acknowledged that the World Ozone Day, which is the 17th September every year, is a call to action and to reflect on efforts that have been made to heal the ozone layer and to raise awareness on the issues. Head of Geography Department, Flagbearer College, Dr. Arnold Johnson, who chaired the ceremony, said depletion of the ozone layer can lead to eye cataract, skin cancer, weakening of the immune system, crop failure, and also negative effects on animal husbandry.
But why World Ozone Day? I'll tell you why. Naturally, this ozone layer can be destroyed, but it can be rejuvenated. But again, what is accelerating the destruction of this ozone layer is the action of you and I. Like, for example, you have the refrigerators, you have the air conditioners, you have other equipment which have been made by man. Now, these equipment contain certain gases. Now, some of the gases which they contain, they are known as fluorofluorocarbons, CFCs, or perfluorocarbons, PFCs. Now what happens? Now when it is more or less celebrated because we want to see how much we can curb the actions of human beings in destroying, those of course human beings in depleting the ozone layer. So as a result of that, today we are celebrating this day with interactive and very interesting seminar, or can I say a symposium, on climate change.
The chairperson of the Parliamentary Oversight Committee on Lands, Country Planning and the Environment, Honorable Roslyn Smith, commended EPA and partners for strides they continue to take to protect the environment. The executive chairperson of EPA, Jatu Jallo, appreciated all players in environmental protection and urged all to remain committed to environmental protection. She said, "Environmental protection is everybody's business." Fast recovery of the ozone layer, she said, is welcomed news for which all players should celebrate. She said the environment plays a vital role in the quality of life people live on Earth. She said World Ozone Day is a day of reflection and awareness raising, especially to educate the public about the ozone layer and how important it is to humans, animals, and plants.
It is the responsibility of every person in the world to protect their surroundings and equally ensure a clean, healthy, safe, and sustainably managed environment. Sierra Leone is on a journey of the greatest environmental protection and management with the unprecedented commitment and political will together we shall arrive at the destination of our dreams.
Caring for life under the sun, and we are all ozone heroes, are words that should remain in everybody's mind. Reporting for SLBC News, I'm Sheku Smaila.
The Vice President, Dr. Victor Bokarifo, has unveiled the new Rokel Commercial Bank logo at Atlantic Hotel, Lumley Beach. The approved digital logo will rebrand the image of the bank as part of its 18th anniversary celebration. Abu Bakar was there and now reports.
Rokel Commercial Bank, formerly Barclays Bank of Sierra Leone, was founded in 1917. The name was changed in 1999 when the ownership of the bank's stock changed. Some 18 years ago, Rokel Commercial Bank has been providing effective banking services to customers. The new digital logo is more corporate, attractive symbol depicting the bank's more aggressive approach towards taking the lead in the banking industry. The initiative to have a new logo is strongly supported by the shareholders, staff, and the Oversight Committee, aimed at fostering financial deepening with additional products. According to report, the bank has revamped its marketing strategies with an upgraded banking software and IT infrastructure that will expand and streamline its operations in line with the competition. Vice President Victor Bokarifo said the country has benefited immensely from the bank, noting that it is time for Sierra Leoneans to do it their own way.
We patronize all banks in this country, all banks. We do not segregate at all. The government is an open policy government. Our financial institutions are open to all, and our laws are non-discriminatory. We believe we operate an open financial system, and we do not discriminate. It's good that we do recognize our own. When you recognize your own, you see here, Rokel Commercial Bank, that's yours. You look at Australian Commercial Bank, that is yours. Recognize them. In the face of stiff competition, still recognize them. They are yours. And when you go to the A, you appreciate them. You may say their services are inferior. They are not. They are comparable and competitive. When you use them, you appreciate them, then you realize that they are good and equally good and very competitive.
Vice President noted that Sierra Leoneans should recognize and patronize their own institutions, as government is doing everything possible to improve and upgrade all financial institutions so that they provide access to finance. The Vice President called on the management of the bank to have a cordial partnership with the Sierra Leone Commercial Bank and encouraged Sierra Leoneans to have trust and confidence in the banking institutions in the country. Managing Director Rokel Commercial Bank, Walter Gilpin, said he is taking the bank to another level as a demonstration of the government confidence in the banking sector. Even though there are challenges, he is poised to ensure that the bank becomes the leading financial institution in the country. He spoke about the new products developed as part of the 18th anniversary celebration to boost economic growth and enhance access to finance. Senior Director Governance Officer, Bank of Sierra Leone, Ibrahim Lamin, said the new logo will enhance the bank's corporate image to its customers. The need to promote wider access to financial services through innovative products cannot be overemphasized. He said financial services are a crucial tool to ensure that entrepreneurs step onto the economic growth ladder and create a brighter future by tapping their own creativity in income-generating activities. The Bank of Sierra Leone welcomes the initiative by the Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, as such initiative comes along with a wide range of risks that should be carefully evaluated in order to ensure safety of depositors. A representative from the Ministry of Finance, Emmanuel Komba, said the logo is a symbol of excellence not only in Sierra Leone but the sub-region and will help stimulate economic growth. Mr. Komba said with the rebranding, management should consider to improve the human resource capacity, which is crucial in the operation of the bank. Chairman National Commission for Privatization, Suleiman Kuruma, said NCP will continue to work effectively with the bank towards achieving its target aimed at improving overall efficiency and commended the bank for their commitment in transforming its corporate profile, developing improved marketing strategies for customers' retention. A former worker of the bank, Sil Conte, said as the bank is rebranding, the attitude of the staff should also be rebranded for the success of the institution. SLBC News, Abubakar Bangura.
Well, that was Abubakar Bangura reporting there. Governor Bank of Sierra Leone, Dr. Patrick Conte, has on behalf of the West African Monetary Agency presented a check of 74,870,700 leones to Vice President Dr. Victor Bakary Fo as part of the agency's support towards the August 14th disaster. Also, members of All Walks of Life AWOL presented a check of 100 million leones to Vice President Dr. Victor Bakary Fo. We bring you highlights.
Solidarity and supporting government vis-a-vis the August 14 mudslide and the disastrous consequences thereof. Mama came last week with a donation towards helping to locate victims and other needs that has arisen from the disaster itself. It's a donation of 74.8 million euros towards the efforts of government in locating those who are affected. And also, secondly, sir, we have a letter from Visa International, not only commiserating with the people of Sierra Leone, but also advising that they have donated $50,000 through the ICRC. We think for information purposes, government should be ICRC.
I will receive this. Yeah. So we are grateful for this gesture. They do empathize with the calamity we suffered on the Black Monday, 14th of August. And that they have chipped in 74.8 million, according to them, for relocation. I think the gesture is very much opportune. There is media, the BBC this morning, it's relocation of victims. Some are complaining that they are not properly cared for, and a host of other concerns. Rest assured that these donations, these monies were used to cushion the challenges awareness and other actors are currently facing.
As you may be aware that our primary responsibility is to complement the effort of the government, and since the inception of the government of President Dr. Kuruma, we've been working closely to ensure that we complement the good efforts of this government. And like I said, we've been working closely with His Excellency and the government of Sierra Leone. And our main aim as a whole is to give back to society and also always support Sierra Leoneans, especially less privileged Sierra Leoneans. This is a special occasion. We're not expecting shots against the disaster, but we are also here to continue our support as partners in development. That is why we're here, Mr. VP, and on behalf of our membership, both home and abroad, we actually came with the sum of 100 million euros to donate to the disaster relief fund, so that this is very small, but it's meaningful as continue to visit you from time to time to see how best we continue to add into such donation. With those few words, Your Excellency, I want to, like I said, it's the honorable is coming from our membership. Thank you very much.
Happy to receive this. You call it small, but we look at it as something big. And for and on behalf of the President, His Excellency Dr. Aspirant, government, the people of Sierra Leone, and more especially the affected victims, we thank you for this gesture. But it's coming from your own pockets. So, well, we are not really surprised that it's coming from you. Awo is a big name, and we see what you are doing for country and for people who are concerned, very legitimate concerns, and we are very proud of an organization such as this. I could only say please continue, and continue to stand by the people of this country. Continue to do what you are doing. It's a good job. We see your footprints everywhere.
Female in Sierra Leone organization has supported survivors of the disaster at Motome and Canigo with 50 bags of rice. The presentation ceremony took place at the old school camp. Maria Masuma reports.
Presenting the items, Director Female in Sierra Leone Blanche Blake said the organization is a month old. She said the organization is non-political and open to all interested women in the country. She noted that the CEO thought it fit to support their colleagues' women and their families who survived the disaster.
These female in Sierra Leone, Sierra Leonean women all over the world, we come together to make this donation. The leader, Mrs. Lubi Emma Touye, they work for the United Nations inside Sudan. So now I get this vision 1 month ago. We say we need to do something inside Salon. We need to complement the efforts of other women's organization for boost them up and contribute to waiting and add to waiting they don't do. This organization is non-political, non-religious, and non-judgmental as well. So we come here today for can make this donation of 50 bags of rice, and yes, 50 bags of rice. And on behalf of female in Sierra Leone, on behalf of we chairwoman board of directors, on behalf of the founder, Mrs. Fumi Emature, we present these 50 bags of rice to the victims of flood and landslide.
Receiving the gesture, representative from the center thanked Female in Sierra Leone for their support towards the survivors. He promised that the donated items will be used for its intended purpose.
So on behalf of the government and people of Sierra Leone, we the people out there who care, ONS, the military personnel, all the partners out there, one for 10, female in Sierra Leone, Boku thank you, plenty thank you for this generous donation we don't make. And we hope and pray that, being that the organization very young, 1 month old or 2 months, I don't know, 1 month old. We tell you take care of the pray that this organization will go from height to height. We'll make sure they will aim and objectives in the name of Jesus Christ or Allah will actually reach. Then all will succeed in life. God bless you in advance.
Meanwhile, some of the children who witnessed the donation thanked Female in Sierra Leone for their support. Most of these pupils are not attending classes because of the non-availability of school materials.
Kabako, Church of Christ.
Maini Kuruma is a young girl who survived the disaster. lost every member of her family. She appealed to government to help her locate the rest of her family members. Parents and caregivers who lost their families still continue to ask for support.
Well, that report was filed in by Mariam Asuma, read in our studios by Daphne Kema Macaulay. Progressive Sierra Leoneans, a WhatsApp group, has provided food and non-food items to children that survived the August 14 disaster at Don Bosco. Anne-Marie Chalo now reports.
Sierra Leoneans over the weekend provided foodstuff and learning materials aiming at helping affected children restart schooling with a sound mind. Presenting the items on behalf of Progressive Sierra Leoneans, Doreen Barry said the gesture is to support the affected children of the August 14th twin disaster to go back to school with all the required school items. She said that Progressive Sierra Leoneans is a WhatsApp group set up in 2016 with the aim to use the social media and propagate the good image of Sierra Leone. She said that when their forum heard about the disaster, they came together and saw the need to show solidarity to the children, who are the most vulnerable, as most of them have lost their parents. She thanked Don Bosco for their hospitality in hosting the children. Receiving the items, Father Fuller commended the Progressive Sierra Leoneans for their support to the children, adding that the items will be judiciously utilized.
Flood survivors at Mountain Court have complained of neglect from the government. According to them, despite the several donations given for disaster survivors, they are not benefiting. The disclosure was made during the donation of food items by the Lifeline Nehemiah Project. Here's the report. Well, we're sorry for not bringing you that insight. You're watching News Hour broadcast live on the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation in Freetown. We're going for a short break. We'll be right back.
We will bury our loved ones, but we will not bury our hopes. We will not bury our resolve, because we believe our Lord, our God, is on our side and will give us strength to accept this loss. Unlike the resilient people we always are, we will rise above this tragedy and begin once again the process of moving our great nation forward. We will rise above this tragedy and begin once again the process of moving our great nation forward.
welcome back. We continue with more stories making news this afternoon. The Methodist Association of Sunday School Teachers has ended a back-to-school program for pupils at Ebenezer Methodist Church, Circular Road in Freetown. Over 350 children from the Sunday Schools Department of the Methodist Church of Sierra Leone and other denominations took part in the program. Lucian Ganda was there and now reports.
These are the future of not only the church, but the society as well. They are expected to grow and be a perfect replacement of the current leaders. The organizer of the program, Reverend Dr. Olivia Erima Wesley, said this back-to-school program is to prepare the minds of children for their educational pursuits. As Christian children, their minds should be diverted from all the usual chillings organized by their peers and focus on what is helpful for them.
If you listen to the news, you will hear these children being invited to back to school chilling, back to school party, back to this and all of it. So I believe that spiritually, these children should be prepared to go back to school. Rather than going to chilling and doing all kinds of foolish things, it's better for them to be with the Lord. Even though the Methodist Association of Sunday School Teachers, Christian Ministry Department of the church, is the one who organized everything. I see this as a very good one. The parents are so enthusiastic, the children themselves. Lucian, we are thinking of having about 200 children. Now we have 350. We had to move from the hall to the church because they are so enthusiastic and the children are participating to tell you that they themselves are spiritually thirsty and hungry for the word of God.
Amongst topics discussed are first day in school and how to prepare, civic education, social ethics, study skills, examination malpractice, health, and how to reach out to God. She maintained that the back to school for Sunday school children would be an annual event to prepare the children for better future. Newser, Lucian Ganda, Freetown.
The Member of Parliament for Constituency 101, Honorable Abdul Salam Kanu, has donated learning materials to children at Kisibrook as part of his scholarship support to his constituency. Nasiruddin Kuroma was there and now reports.
Beneficiaries of this segment of the Honorable Salam Kanu scholarship donation, school bags, exercise books, geometry sets, and other learning materials were components of the individual packages for each beneficiary. These children are drawn from this community, the Kisibrook community. Some of them were mainly selected for their brilliance in school, corresponding with vulnerability that poses threat to their educational aspiration as promising kids in the deprived homes they find themselves. Here is the founder of the Valiant Sisters organization, Adama Mansari. She gives her impression on the gesture and previous support from Honorable Salam Kanu.
So since the Ebola outbreak being released already in this community, the civil community, we sit up because even though the Ebola in there will be the help some of we na volunteers then help for tell people and still say una was una hand them una no una go na mabit una very long sleep una no do so una abstain wetin go make una get the Ebola. So since after that Ebola, they will see things then, they go wrong in the area, especially the Ebola victims then. Where most of the brother then, the mama then, the sister then die. So one day, I sit down and they think because me I come on a big family at the worker. Now I call one of my sister and I come one day. I said Ebola don't run. Some of we they work, some of them they do business, some of them are students then. We are one of come together. Because these people I don't kill most of the brother sister then at this community. Our love come together, no they put really and nothing. But no they help them be care in the area, mama them. When months no they able to soap money, no dey able give them battery for putting and the light them. People get community, any people can force, they in our organization, no they take care. They can force na this community. We dey get president, we dey get money wey for go interview. So we dey for even that money that na the salam say I go help una that side. Na no need for if for need this thing for buy uniform, for buy books, for pay the kids school fees, we take go help una that level.
Community members and caregivers expressed gratitude to Honorable Salam for his support to the underprivileged children in the Kissybrook community. And this is what he said moved him to reach out to the Kissybrook community.
My passion is education. I want to help people who are actually ready to learn. Despite of where you come from, we are not looking for tribe or ethnic settlement. We are looking for Sierra Leonean children. As long as you live in the community and you're ready to learn and you are vulnerable, I think my foundation is ready to assist.
The Valiant Sisters was formed by these women as a community-based organization that will help to draw the attention of concerned authorities to direct support to their community. The women started after the Ebola outbreak by doing membership contributions to support Ebola orphans. Later, they called for help. Their encounter with the man they describe as a philanthropist, Honorable Salam Kano, has eased the burden of individual contribution towards supporting underprivileged children in their community. The MP has taken up the onus of providing money for the female organization to undertake activities on humanitarian grounds. SLBC News, Nasiruddin Koroma.
Street Child Sierra Leone has provided clothing to disaster survivors at Old School Camp. According to the project manager, Street Child Cecilia Mansure, the donation is part of their efforts to help the survivors. We bring you highlights.
So that's why we are here to give beddings here alongside clothing, just to help them cope with the situation they are going through. Alongside counseling, we've been here before the distribution of clothing. We've been here counseling them, so we know the situation they are going through. We know it's really not easy, but the counseling session also goes a long way to help them in their traumatic situation. And now we are here, distributing and we are getting the support of awareness, helping us identify the victims and also distributing the items. They really appreciate it. They appreciate our coming here, and they are looking forward to more donation from Street Child.
Yeah. I'm the team lead for the camp management at Old School. Today we get Street Child, one of the partners there, what on between since the 14th until today, when at the 16th. They can donate beddings for the victims then and warm clothes. As everybody knows, a hill station at place we go. We appreciate their efforts and we don't begin to end and they continue for that. We tell them plenty thank you, what they at least can give, what they can compliment government efforts for can get additional beddings and
A public disclosure on the environment and social impact assessment study of the Sierra Leone Mining Limited Marampa Iron Ore project has been presented to the affected communities, landowners, and civil society organizations at the Marampa and Mafoki Chiefdom in Putloko district. The survey was conducted by an independent consulting firm, Tricon Engineering Corporation Limited. Ibrahim Samura reports.
The assessment study looked into several issues ranging from environmental, health, and socio-economic impacts on the activities of the Sierra Leone Mining Limited and the mitigation measures when mining may have started in full scale. The public disclosure is one of the requirements of the Environment Protection Agency after a mining company could have carried out an environmental and social impact assessment study on their operations with the aim of promoting ownership. The disclosure was witnessed by civil society activists on the extractives, affected communities, landowners, the media, government officials, among others. According to the consultant of Triocor Engineering Corporation Limited, Ibrahim Sowa, the assessment study found out that activities of mining company will cause pollution, spillage, water contamination, and might lead to resettlements. On the mitigation measures, the study revealed that the company will create employment opportunity, improve on the livelihoods of the affected communities, and enhance community development.
Well, the program really where we can do today environmental, social impact assessment. Within this means any development where you dey do, whether industrial or whatever you dey do, the law of this state stipulates say you for do an impact assessment. That is your activities, how it will get or affect the people, whether positive or negative. Now that we don't do for the past number of months. We don't compile all of them report the day. Now we can present to the people today. So when we talk on the environment, talk about noise pollution. The people where they can work now, they get to use heavy equipment in the form of machines, vehicles, and other things. So their equipment then they get for the affect the people then because a machine where it get for the produce sound. And even when they produce, it will make a spillage. That spillage they go into the water where it will kill the animals where they in the water and even affect the people where they consume that water. Also, then they emit a lot of dust, aerosols into the atmosphere, into the environment. That thing, when people they inhale it cause sickness. So all of that thing where we capture, we get for now sit down and tell the people they say, now these are the negative effects where your activities will cause on the people.
The consultant said the sum of $300,000 has been put aside for the development purposes to utilize in the affected chiefdoms for the next 5 years. The resident country director of Sierra Leone Mining Limited, Olga Solomon, assured the various affected chiefdoms that a company will adequately implement the recommendations and mitigation measures in the assessment study. She said they are planning to employ thousands of workers with priority given to the affected chiefdoms, support education, health, delivery, and women's empowerment. She counted on the support of the people.
The intelligence plan was submitted to the government of Sierra Leone. By February this year, they employ 1,000 people. By April this year, they employ another 800 people. Before we start production, there will be 1,800 people.
Assistant Deputy Director Field Operations of the Environment Protection Agency, Joseph Toure, said one of EPA's mandates is to promote and ensure the proper management of the environment. He said environmental and social impact assessment is a law enshrined in the EPA Act before mining company embarks on full-scale operations that helps to identify positive and negative impacts on the operations of the mining company. Paramount Chief of Marampa Chiefdom Bai Koblo Queen II and the Regent Chief of Mafoki Chiefdom Pa Almami Keku Kamara welcomed the Sierra Leone Mining Company into their chiefdoms, saying since the closure of London Mining, things have been difficult for their people. They called on the mining company to implement the mitigation measures captured in the assessment study. Chairman Potloko District Council Ahmed Fofana, the Member of Parliament Constituency 050 Karanke Conte, the representatives of the Member of Parliament Constituency 049 Abdul Dumbia appreciated the consultant, saying that all the issues captured in the study are of concern to them. The Sierra Leone Mining Limited is expected to start full-scale mining mid-next year. Ibrahim.
Well, I'm afraid that's our last news item for this afternoon's edition of News Hour. To end the news, the main point again. Newly elected national chairman and leader of the Sierra Leone People's Party, Dr. Prince Harden, has called on aspirants who lost their positions not to leave the party. Vice President Dr. Victor Bokarifo has unveiled a new Rokel Commercial Bank logo. The Governor, Bank of Sierra Leone, Dr. Patrick Conte, has on behalf of West Africa Monitoring Agency presented a check of over 74 million leones to government in response to the recent disaster. And Sierra Leone Brewery Limited has commissioned 7 fermentation tanks for the production of star beer. On behalf of News Editor, I am Mahawa Aliyu. For more of our programs, do send us your comment to Slbc live stream on Facebook. Good afternoon and thanks for watching the news.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you will recall that in 2015, the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, under my watch, launched the MEST Situation Room. This facility, which was supported by UNICEF with funds from DFID, constitute operational units located in our respective inspectorate office in the 14 administrative districts countrywide. The aim of this intervention is to collect real-time information on key activities obtaining in our school, such as the level of service delivery, learner participation, and availability of WASH facilities, as well as ascertaining the general status of our schools nationwide. In order to further enhance the capacity of MEST to collect information, we are proud to inform the general public that in addition to the aforementioned facility, MESC is today launching a toll-free hotline that can be used by citizens to ensure that their voices are heard in our collective effort to improve education in the country. This latest addition provides an opportunity for all citizens, irrespective of where they are, to complement the efforts made by my ministry and government to improve the education system in Sierra Leone. With this toll-free line, I invite all Sierra Leoneans, parents, students, teachers, religious leaders, paramount chiefs, members of the public to join us in monitoring our schools to ensure that issues around pupils' attendance, teacher regularity and punctuality, and the utilization of school supplies and other facilities are addressed within the seriousness they deserve. Please call 4060 free from Airtel and Africell mobile networks and report your school-related issues and activities. As and when you find them, and we will ensure that your report is recorded by our trained call center operators, and prompt action will be taken by the community monitors and the district education authorities. Let me end by appealing to all of us to use this facility judiciously and responsibly for the improvement of our education system. The 4060 toll-free hotline is for you. Call, report, monitor, and make a difference. I thank you.
evening to launch the attitudinal and behavioral change campaign. We should all now embark on a change in our attitude to enable us achieve this vision.
Kusha and Kabo Kabo, and welcome to your program ABCR, where it can come to you every Tuesday from the Salon Broadcasting Corporation Television. We will call the program to you today, me na Awana Bangura. Inside today's program, we go can talk about the acceptance attitude for the smooth running of schools na Salon. Well, with me inside the studio for can talk about this, our attitude for day and our school business for on at the country. We get the public relations officer, we come on at the Ministry for Education, we na Brahma M. Toure, we can normally call BMT. Tell the other chair. We also get a leading Conte, we na the Senior Assistant Secretary Project, Salon Teachers Union. And of course, the people that they make the program they reach you. We get the Senior Education and Outreach Officer, we come on at the Attitudinal and Behavioral Change Secretariat, we na Solomon Edwin.
Good evening.
Well, if you are at the voice for the program, just send the comments at the number we they see on the screen. The program na ABCR, where they come to you live, and we they begin right now as we talk about waiting before do now the school then. I will begin with Edwin. So like waiting make una decide for choose this topic. How we forget to attitude and for one day school in the country. Why make una choose that?
Well, when you look at the topic we'll try for come up with the acceptable attitudes for the smooth running of schools in Sierra Leone. We don't work with schools there for a while, and we don't observe several things there. But maybe before I go talk about the schools then, somebody need for understand out there waiting really na attitude, because some of we use the word, but it's like we not get a proper understanding of the word itself. Since this na Creole program, I will try for be that's so simple and make I explain and for family out there for let them really know it na attitude. Attitude, according to waiting we na the ABC Secretariat, na that combination of you thinking, you emotion, your way of looking at events, and the way you look at circumstances then around you. Na in na attitude. An attitude na inside the day. And that make we believe say the attitude where they inside, you know, nine they come out, and when they come out in a behavior form. So if you look at that definition what I don't try for put out, they talk about one, your thinking, your emotion, your way of looking at events, and the circumstance where you find yourself. So in a school setting, we they talk about the acceptable attitudes for the smooth running of schools in Sierra Leone. So maybe before me go rub mouth, I go on for maybe give the opportunity to master sabi people them, since na them really na the stakeholders them na school business. Maybe let them start the ball rolling, then we go coming.
Okay, well continue for those who na the program. Well, if you just join me, this na ABCR and they reach you from the Salon Broadcasting Corporation Television. If you are at the voice, we too they talk na the studio where we say na the thing they will for the do within a school. Just send a comment to 076 577 260 076 577 260. Now make a come to you, Mr. Conte. Whose attitude if you say acceptable in school?
Thank you very much. I think that question is broad. And like how the ABC brother don't explain, acceptable attitudes for the smooth running of school. We need for determine whether are the players within the school, players whether are the actor them. We know say like for the country we call the teacher as number one, because the teacher most times people expect nine for play the as engineer, nine for mix all the things in. We for make waiting parents and the send them picking and go for na school. Waiting the government is invest money for education for the teacher. Among so many other actors, get a critical role for play, let we will achieve anything. So if you talk about an acceptable attitude, now the attitude the way we go make the team where people are in school for, we government they sponsor school for, they go will achieve. When are the objective for let we ensure say picking how they go through school, we come on as responsible and productive citizens. So any behavior we will put up, we go make we achieve that objective. We will consider for the acceptable behavior because the objective for let we operate a school and for that kind of thing. So anything we will do, we go promote that objective day. And like I said, there's so plenty. When something else they go begin unpack them. Well, like I say, the teacher and the principal character, and when means that the principal character on a teacher, in attitudes, now the most crucial, the teacher in attitude. And from like me when a teacher representative and I'm a professional teacher myself, I think say the teacher get a lion's share in terms of the attitude will make school be what it for be.
So like waiting at the attitude.
The attitude like the teacher in disposition to work, the attitude to work. Way for me say where the teacher go for work, you know say that business he go for. Business way for make the picking a rich who side for rich. Where the stakeholders and the expectation for sending them picking go school. Where that teacher they for put up the best possible standard, the best possible behavior, where go make the picking able to achieve. Teach well, prepare well, make sure say the beginning see like a role model, the community see like a role model, the parents and get the courage for let them send them beginning and let them begin the trust of that teacher. So it's very critical. See, so maybe they all they inside one capsule. We go see the teacher in behavior relating to a work, to a profession, and how you go behave as a professional. We go make the beginning come out within society expected for be.
Okay. Now if I can teacher no more get that day for play or parents themselves involved.
Thank you very much. And like I say no to the teacher no more. But I say the teacher a principal character. We will take responsibility, yes. But like you did ask, I not say the student themselves, the parents, the employment authority, stroke government, because government now they get the principal responsibility for administer and manage education of the country. Are their responsibility. Other stakeholders they help them. So we want as stakeholders supposed to help government for achieve this objective. So like you ask, not to teach them no more. We get other stakeholders we all for put their hand together for let them be able benefit from the best way school can offer. And the country they say will say, well, we don't open school for nothing.
Okay, Mr. Conte, continue for the program. Now make a come to you, BMT, in the public relations officer and the Ministry for Education. Una they give them teacher also the role or the attitude where they forget towards the picking them at school?
Thank you very much. You know, when we talk about attitude and whose acceptable attitude then we expect for see in the school system, we first of all need to look at first we lost them around education. We policies around education. We regulations around education and the enforcement mechanism of them year way I don't name so. The reason why we can say things that they happen in a place like America and the UK and other places now because they get systems the way they work. Not to say cartel people are not in America. Yeah, they cartel people and they pass now 100 times. Everything where they happen now, it probably they happen in America 200 times inside every 1 hour. But the only reason why they're able to control what they happen now because the systems that they work. Because when the law don't say, you teacher, for example, you're not supposed to do this. you work, it tie around that you license there. You teach a license. Any thing you do where they outside of them policies there or regulations or their laws and they, you clearly know what's in the penalty. So they don't need for even preach them to you every day. As you they enter that remote day inside that classroom day, you already know whose law they way govern you inside it. You know for hala pampikin, you know for raise your voice pampikin, you know for do this, you know for you know all that. That now a very good starting point for we young country now, if we want for cultivate or put together or see the kind attitude we want for see in our school system. Whether na the attitude of the administrator, the one for look over everybody in that school day, when the headmaster or principal, or the teachers then where they can do for make sure say then transmit the knowledge from them to the picking them, the manner in which then they do that. Because when the teacher can a classroom and spend 3/4 of the time for pick or sell butterscotch or do this or do that inside the classroom, 5-10 minutes. Waiting come for teach now story they tell. I wonder whose kind learning will they take place inside that kind of environment there. Where the head of school they abandon in school and not the kind now only when the time reach for pick school fees. Either the deputy headmaster or the vice principal now in the run affairs waiting come for pick the school fees. The head of school come pick he lost day, he not can again. When the teacher in a classroom, nobody no come for can watch what they do there. All of them they are tied into within I don't name so the laws them, the policies, the regulations and the enforcement.
So you want to say salon, the law then they but they not the work. They're not enforced to the manner way they're supposed to be enforced. We make other countries different from we. That now the one big problem we'll get. We get what? We get wonderful laws around education, wonderful policies. Believe me, you read them, you will just say we they in a paradise in terms of education. But the enforcement, then are the problem. So like what the Ministry of Education they do for Sisay really they want lawyers who they work?
When you attempt for enforce some of them laws here, you get the external factors there where they influence that decision day. That is also another problem. The external factors. Somebody will come on and say, oh, I get one minister on me. Uncle, I go meet and let you go talk to somebody because I don't do this. Let it happen so that kind of way. Or oh, now go put to president. Then kind of thing. When you clearly know say you don't violate the rule we govern that particular aspect of education day, but you able for go complain and go give another story, but that's in there. All of them things and they affect the kind of attitude where we for really get in our school system. Now think of the institutions of higher learning, the colleges and the universities. You know, sometimes when I read lecturers then they threaten school students, they say, when I feel say, oh, now pass this one, the next one I will pass out, now wait, what will happen next time. Can you imagine that? You fail for a lie, say when that student fail, you self don't fail woefully. You the lecturer, believe me, that is the rule. The students fail, believe me, now you're not part of that failure day. But again, the attitude of the students there also. So then they go to the school system for keep company. Students and they go to colleges not because they want for go learn, then they go there for go keep company, for go form alliances. Every student they in college for a reason. The one who they go there for book learning, now they can get so they graduate with first class degrees, believe me. The one who go there for something else and mix our book learning, now they can come out then kind of enough degree. Seriously. That is the problem we will get now book learning business in terms of the attitude. Parents then will tell you say, no one pass all your book here, where if you get me not to be problem, say until Papa government they pay, the attitude. Because Papa government they pay means say, so you have not the inside you pick a book learning business anymore. You come on a morning 7 o'clock, you don't come home till 11 o'clock, waiting that pick you do all day, you don't know. You don't check a book, you don't know what you learn at school or if you do anything. But because now Papa government they pay, so you not to your business. Now your government get that, until then they pay. The attitude, different way, don't contribute to the kind way we book learning business don't be so today. Parents anyway, they just need them picking and go to the next class. By all means necessary. The picking don't fail, no, if you go. You go through the back door, you send them. You fail NPSC, you send them. You go junior school. You go sit back and fail woefully, you send them back. You go senior school. The school system there for accept because somebody need the money for receive them. Once the enrollment they go on. And that picking go sit twice, he fail and woefully. And then tell him university. How he get to that university, you don't know, but believe me, did he? Fail MPSC, fail Becker, fail was, but then at university. And then you expect them to come on with a very good attitude in terms of education. No, he don't develop the attitude, say, I only need for pay me way through. Once my parents and they help me through that process, I don't even need for worry. All of that put together, now don't cause the problems there inside our education, but he always very quick. For a lot of time, they say, oh, Minister of Education, government don't care about education. Government is not serious about this education. This government has financed education more than any other government in the history of education in this country. People that need for notice because it's very important. The history they for tell, not to make up and they make up this thing. They without they follow the history of education, they know very clearly that this government don't spend more money on education individually for finance for gives subsidies to students them 80-85% for most of them ever in the history of this country. But probably now that also reinforce the attitude of the students them. Well, government always ready. And they like a problem, they say government want bail out. Bail out once they know you not do. 5 billion, 7 million first time, now 21 million and billion and everything. It a continue an attitude. It's a very dangerous trend. And we need for reach to a point where we say no, enough is enough, no tap and aya. No come back to the drawing board and see what in the happen. Okay. But these are the things where they challenge with education in this country.
Okay, BMT will come to you, but now make a count to you, Solomon. The secretariat to be set up for change people their attitude. You don't really all the thing BMT don't see. So like what you really they do for Sisay, the attitude for the school, then the parents or the one that always involved who then do the right thing.
I want to thank you for that question. The secretariat will mandate for influence positive attitude, and then I will mandate. And one of what we do so right now we try for influence positive attitude. Now that make we believe say we cannot do it all in the ABC secretariat. We strongly believe say when we want for influence change, we work with the right partners, people in way now the right professionals then now they would work with for ensure say we bring about positive change. So if you see the ABC Secretariat bring this topic, as I've been saying earlier on, we don't work with schools then, primary, secondary, tertiary, you name it. And we observe a lot of things. But then thing and they will observe ABC Secretariat not go able just make change happen just like that. Change itself get for happen or for let change happen, we get what we need time and effort. Then 2 things and the 9 for happen before change come about. Okay? So the ABC Secretariat we be done start with agent of change school club at secondary school level. We get clubs there. Then at the primary school level, we also get what we don't introduce Catch Them Young project. So then 2 projects and they now we use for ensure that the right attitude, the acceptable attitudes, where for happen, now schools them it happen. We observe a lot of things. You they go to schools them, we are in just like waiting Mr. Toure they talk, you know they meet the heads them. Most of the schools them, now the deputies they meet. You they go to schools them, you they fail not say the teachers as well as the picking them, they know they talk English. And English now are the mode of communication at schools. So when we go to their schools there, we they tell the teachers them and the administrators them say, the speaking of English is a must. It's a policy. You understand? Some of them they say, well, the Pekin standard, but we tell them, say, there is nowhere them Pekin will learn for talk English. This is the only ground. So we they insist, say, they for talk English. So all of what we do, we they work in collaboration with the Ministry of Education. And we they ensure that most of the things they observe, because just like where Mr. Conte talked about the key players or the players in the education itself, you get the teachers, you get the Pekin them, then you get the parents them, then you get the government inside. Now, when you take, for example, the teachers inside, some teachers then they are not qualified. You get a lot of people now classroom them when they don't get teaching qualification. And if you don't get teaching qualification for letting teach effectively, it's going to be very difficult. It's not just a matter of qualification, but you have to be properly trained as a teacher for letting go be effective by what you do. So most of the schools that don't go, that is not true there. Okay? Quite apart from that, the Pekin themselves, you understand? Then dress code is another. Then they go school late. The teachers, they say they go school late. You understand? A lot of other things then. But as change, people they try for let people change, as I say, it involves time and effort. It's a process altogether. So because now a process, anytime we visit them, schools them, we make sure say we talk to them during assembly. We address the Pekin them. After assembly, we also get talk with the teachers as well, together with the administration, whether the principal or the head teacher. We talk to them based on what we don't observe. We talk to them for see to it that let them change then thing they when unacceptable now schools them. You understand? Then also we not only tap there, we also talk to the schools them for make them make the timetable for them CTA meetings, Community Teachers Association meeting, for let we there na them meetings and they so that we go able to reach also to the parents them, because a lot of them they don't know their role as parents. A lot of them, you know, picking a dress for camp school, they don't know how for dress. Some picking and they not even eat. You know, they can't school late. You know, they monitor whether that picking go school or not go school. You know, they monitor in books. A whole lot of things then. Then even with the visitation of the school for let you know if you picking they do well. In fact, we go as 2-3 school then and even tell we say that 110 when they get CTA meeting, it's not enough per time. If then get the opportunity, I want to make them twice a time. Because this whole thing about teaching the Pekin, the teacher they do your own bit, but it has to be reinforced. Now the us or the parents then. If that is not done, then it's a wasted effort. So all them and we don't try for do it best. We don't talk to some CTA schools and the meetings there. We don't talk to them. They appreciate the effort of the ABC Secretariat. And I can tell you without any fear or favor that the schools they all they work with, the ABC Secretariat they work with, there is vast difference. Because we tell them the acceptable attitudes then for learning school then will be grade A schools then.
Okay, now let I cut you there, Solomon. You say on other school on the work with. You don't feel say and not go tell well where other schools have the benefits for this attitude business? Well,
it not go tell well, but in anything where you do, we got what we call a test case, where with manning say the pilot phase of any project. So we not go take, you know, just think about Freetown alone, right? We get over 100 of primary schools, we get several secondary schools then. ABC Secretariat alone, we can able to take that, but all of that we get now money we need for do what to do. So what we can do in most of the projects that we can try for develop, we start with something like a pilot project. So then pilot projects then, what would they start with? We then make sure say we create some positive impact. Because don't forget say if we go take all the schools then, looking at the human resource, right? It better let we try the pilot phase, the test case. So during that time, they will able to know weaknesses, we will know, you know. So if we decide for go expand now, then they will be able to overcome them. So now, so we do a project. We don't just start, we take all school because of, no. We just start with a pilot phase, then later on we expand. So like, what I don't tell you, but then side and the agent of change school clubs them, now the secondary school and the catch them young, now the primary, now on pilot, now we do on pilot. So like them project they hold then like this program will get so, we the appeal to people that will lack education, with the appeal to donors them, international donors them, let them come to the aid of the ABC Secretariat so that we go able to do what you for do, because we are challenged. Financially we are challenged. Logistically we are challenged. We don't even get vehicles there. You understand? So when you look at all the challenges there and you look at what we do as a Secretariat, I think say we not only they commend we say, but the people that all the serve, then will tell we how best the ABC Secretariat they try for do for change then unacceptable or negative attitudes then will exist in the schools then.
Okay, we'll continue for those in the program. Well, if you are at the voice, but we will talk inside the studio where we talk about the attitude way for them at the school them. Just send text message to 076 577 260 076 577 260. Now make a country, Mr. Conte. You're not teacher and you can represent the salon teachers union. You're waiting BMT don't say, you're waiting Solomon Self don't say. So like the indictment and Bokupa the teacher there. Which are you respond to the thing?
Yeah, well, yeah. Like I tell you, the teacher then are central figures. But you remember where BMT they talk, you know, make indictment by the teacher no more. He talk about, if I know quote let's say external factors where they make unable implement policies. So the external factor, the teacher they don't mix banner. The external factor are bigger factors. Super factors beyond the teacher and control. And I appreciate in frankness, even as a representative of government, because certainly they say if you don't identify the problem, you don't go know how for solve it. But for all accept as Sierra Leoneans, say this is a problem, not just in education. Plenty other areas in our life as a nation. The Lord and Kindi. Now we bother from ABC with this laudable venture, this fine movement in the mix for reach the school, for help with the teacher, for help the ministry, for let we get this kind of attitude we go help. You have seen the problem we get. Say the logistics study. Who's the logistics here for come out? Now as I talk, one thing we I remember like waiting happen at the schools. Like when they talk about the attitude, heads of schools, they role critical. How for able shape the teacher themselves. Because teacher they will go and go off track. If you got some sober head of school, like when we all complain, sometimes the head of school they don't even dedicate much time to the work at the school. But we also go for look at all the things where some of them they work in complain say for the whole of last academic year. The family go surprise for no, the commander you know already know. 2016, 2017, we done. Now 2017, 2018 don't begin. Now only now then they pay the fees subsidy for primary school for the whole of last year. So when we talk about the correct attitude, the accepted attitude, if the possible for doing the work, the tools that we need for let this teacher they not go get cost for ask parents for money, where the ministry and government go able to pounce on the teacher then for deal with them because they're not supposed to ask the government for money. One thing we go establish the enforcement in that area. Now for the government themselves do their responsibility. But the government will give free subsidy for first time, second time, third time, the whole academic year done. Now only now this September, you know when to make the begin now? Now where the executive of the head teachers then go to see the vice president of the republic. So now they don't want for talk about, they want for the hide them. So that when in the area, so then some going to say we already as players for help. Not the government when they go to take the blame. We want to take some of the burden from government shoulders. But government is supposed to play their role. Like where BMTB they talk now, true say this government don't be a leading government in terms of the commitment, the money where they don't invest in education. That's not a political statement. It is just a fact. But you consider say much more there when the challenge back. Like, if ABC want for help, then they say they don't get vehicle, why not ABC? And ABC, they talk about pilot schools. Ask them how many years they know the pilot schools and how much extension or expansion they don't know. So 10, 2, 3, 4 years, they will still deal with 10 or 50 schools where they talk about over thousands of schools. So for letting them able to achieve the objective, we all get for getting the kind of support. So this thing they go round and round and round, and like we all don't agree right from the beginning. The teacher them, the student SSF, the parents them, the community as a whole, and government, principally government, for create the enabling, as I say,
The environment will go make possible to work. If you're not doing work, then you go deal with her. Like what they say, the teacher, there are lots for do. Very correct. And a lot of things that they one team in the attitude of teachers compared to the time the way we be in the school. We always have parents now, we go to school and we tell me better pass now. So they're in the position of sweetnesses. For talk to we need to do a lot more. So the challenge the teacher. So we all go for see how much we're able to do. So in collaboration, we only will reach that goal. When remember now say, I go end up for say, we don't get the sustainable development goals. After the MDGs, they don't pass. We'll make measurements. How much we will do. So I don't do a lot in terms of access. Plenty picking them. Boy picking the gap in go school. Other area they now like the quality, the retention, the school feeding program we come. It's a good challenge. Because like you mentioned, that need to help a lot for make picking and can school and stay. With a good initiative from the ministry. So all of them things they all help. So we only the pray say we will continue to see that with commitment, not for win, enough for slow down, and for continue to be strong, and we all go work for now get a better Sierra Leone.
Okay. You say ABC need una support. So like who support as teacher? Then
Yes.
Who support una the to
Like an ABC suppose, for example, when they work with the schools, they forget teachers, then we go they monitor the activities where they go initiate at the schools. Like they talk about the club, if they initiate the teacher probably willing for able to show commitment. How ABC know how the teacher for able to help, let them begin to accept inculcate their habits there. ABC they come and introduce an idea. But it tell like for say after some time, whether ABC come or not, the beginning for them grow into that kind of habits. If not for late, not for cheat the exam, we now all like acceptable attitude the teacher for able help for learning thing and they like a seed way they sow. Let it go grow and become so flourishing. That kind of thing the role with the teacher for play.
Okay. Now, like I said, before I go to BMT, Mr. Bin Content mention say the teacher them for the monitor. Una get that as per the project una they do the monitoring because Salo we can go to find idea there we do find things, but the sustainability can sometimes be something.
Tabe gwana ina vove ya nawe ye na vita $1 we na 100 waiter ka puman lolu 1,000 we na me we na to go atife ko me enwe bomiva ta numuna na director aje na we ko we lapi.
The club itself we get a certain number of pupils within that club, then get the executive, then get the team them within the meet. That is, in other words, whether we go there, we not go there.
Tabe gwana ina vove ya nawe ye na vita $1 we na 100 waiter ka puman lolu 1,000 we na me we na to go atife ko me enwe bomiva ta numuna na
function. They can get the meetings, they can get the activities them where would they make sure say we work together with them. You understand? Now so we do. So we projects and all now because of we want for it be sustainable. And that make with the put them that way you know, so that the teacher we will set the club now the school and they take care of that club. So now so we do for sustainability sake.
Okay. Now BMT posting go ask say before now, like myself will say I experienced that where we go school, you get inspectors of school where it be say that be vibrant, they monitor the teachers, the activity and all that thing at the school. That's still there on?
Yes, but to a very limited extent. I mean, I listened to my brother Solomon where he struggled for be so very diplomatic about the constraints and the problems the way that they face as a secretariat. Believe me, it's being very diplomatic, very conservative with the use of words of frustration. Yes. But here is what's happening.
Director aje nawe ko we lapi angbenasa kaka angbenasa tanuga men gwana
the best thing we don't ever happen in this country, that idea thing. Because everything where they happen in this country now, where they lead to everything where they fall apart. Now attitude. Believe me, we still get the best teachers in this country than they. Yes. We still get the best lecturers. I'm telling you, they're there. Lecturers, they wait on lecture in other countries until they come back now. They're there. Boku. We get the best lawyers then they go out and they excel. Our problem is the attitude. Believe me, we still get the best. If we form a secretariat, believe me, the truth is that secretariat is underfunded. Now, in before make the whole difference in everything what they struggle with. So now, that secretariat you see. Lecturers, the way don't lecture in other countries, they tell them come back now. They there, Boku. We get the best lawyers then they go. They know waiting and they do. Out and they excel. That's the truth. Let we as a nation begin. Our problem is the attitude around the things they will do. And if we form a secretariat, because at the end of the day, believe me, the truth is that secretariat is underfunded. Now, in before make the whole difference in everything all the struggle. Now, waste of time with so now. If we able to that secretariat, maybe that will begin for help. That's what you see. I don't interact with a good many of the staff in that secretariat. They are highly competent people. Believe me, highly competent. They know waiting and they do. But it's underfunded. That's the truth. Let we as a nation begin for challenge with partners the way they help we say. Yes, we understand what una want for we. But what we want for ourselves is supersede what una want for we. Because at the end of the day, if it collapse, now we the suffer the pain. So if una really want for help we, hey, this higher. If we not fix this side, every other if we don't create a whole lot of difference in terms of what people they do around them. Not be start picking them too much so they go flash you. Now they do tomorrow say you na post you when they beat picking and don't get time. That kind of thing. Then you come to the classroom. Believe me, you go blame the teachers. They all you want for blame them. If we lost them and we policies them and we regulations them, then they work and after government don't play their part by education. But we know the history day hotel. Usai from colonial days, Usai Utapam, from day one government car Usai Tapan and this government car and Usai they can go and Usai day. We know. You know how that's history day. But this is a country where everybody be the kind of asshole for can get education. We know that. People they come from everywhere. Gambia and always see them in the Canada now all the colleges in there. Meanwhile, I go Gambia spend 3 years. Most of the people where I come across, now people who study there. See, then nobody know they come. No, now we go. Because we don't just, you know, I can always say people say, oh, we started off education, don't fall. Education don't rot in a saloon. No, now attitude around the education, 9 fall. Because we still graduate students there with Division 1 degrees, with first class, second class upper. Then they go out, then they go excel. Now the scholarship, they give the overseas scholarship. So now we compromise with standards. The standards end there because we don't say you can forget so thing for let go to the next class. But when that lecturer go in the classroom and make a own business for harass the student, if not a female student, you get for visit them. You know why you know tell me about me grade in the classroom? Why I need to go see you like host for that grade day? You know, all of these things then they happen almost like on a daily basis. And the mechanic, the policies and the laws and they, but we not enforce it until later. We say, oh, no one loses. Every day, constantly and conveniently. In don't go study overseas, best education. Now the best school step in the camp. But now, because the system relaxed and nobody knows him for care about what the next person they do, he just feels say, well, I don't get some kind of whatever for just dance the way through and do whatever I want to do. All of them things in don't go study overseas together. Now they're responsible for what they happen to best education. Because the system relaxed and nobody knows him for care about what the next person they do. He just feels say, well, I don't get some kind of whatever for just dance the way through and do whatever I want to do. All of them things and they when they tie them together, and they're responsible for waiting they happen to you. The teacher in your party, they do, believe me, now just a tiny part of it. I'm serious.
Okay. Now,
if we lost their work, that teacher in problem, it is solved overnight.
Okay. Before they go to the text message they would don't get, person go ask again, say the subsidy delay, what's responsible for that?
A number of reasons. For some reasons, it could be, you see, Ministry of Education, we not to bank, we not to Ministry of Finance. We can don't process request, we send out Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance get them priorities in terms of waiting for handle first.
But education not for big priority.
Me no able to determine waiting at Ministry of Finance the priorities, scale of priority. Whether it is for salaries or this or that, they get the priorities way I don't know. But I know say they get the priorities. Education are priority, but maybe there are other priorities we can first before education. And so you can submit your request. The process are when that priority if you say should be fulfilled at a particular time. That's not one reason. Second reason, government corporate when they give a user, they will tell you how you use it. So heads of schools then the user done, you don't want to tell how you use it. You don't go spend, don't go marry 3-4 women. Okay? And you know able to explain how you use it. And so government will give more couple if you know explain how you use the one that they first give. Now you can't ban the enrollment. Because fee subsidy day, some heads of schools will tell you say this year I get 250 picking in school. 12 months later I go tell you say I get 450. Who say you pull the balance 200 all of a sudden? We want for no. So that can delay. No, you now been 250 get. If you tell me about 300 or 3 something, but 400 something going to 5, 600, how you manufacture it now all of a sudden? Because you want for cook the books and let thing swell up, let it get more. So all of them things they cause delay. The genuine factors then they way they say yes, Ministry of Finance for whatever reason in delay for pay. But again, those are other reasons why the delay can be. We no account for waiting and not give you. Okay. Then a problem.
Okay, well I turn the mic to the one the way they look we give this first text I say he say Boku need for done for change the way we school and the behave, especially the running. He say but Uda go start the change. It's not feminine lonely and send that one day. This other person say Brema. He say government don't spend Boku per bookland in business than all other governments them. He say but the education system it don't drop bad one. And this not from one teacher and Waterloo. The other person say he said to the change for big reality. He say it need everybody, including the school, the parents there and government. Fala that takes a kisi and send that one day. This other person say hope say for the better for the panelists there say una go gree say education system in the country they die gradually. Say with poku challenge them. Two na regents na send that one day. This other person say inside the 80s, he said education be far better than now. He say now then they pay for promotion and boku other thing there. Sophie Abbas na send that one day. ABC, I think say una effort over the years no do nothing because the situation are the same. Una need for change on our strategy. Salome and Joanne and send that one day. And the last one for now say he say they get the best, but always then they last position. He say something wrong some side. He say Mr. Education PRO say we need for do something and then in a Tomosha and send down in a text message and so get. Yes, Solomon.
Yeah, I want to thank the person who sent that text. But if you be done the listen, I talked about this discussion program that ABC Secretariat not get the ready-made answer to the problem where they happen at Salon. And because ABC Secretariat not getting a ready-made answer, now that make we work with other institutions or organizations for make sure say we change the negative mindset of people to positive. So I'm not going to deny say we still need for do more. We still need for do more. But if you listen carefully to me, I say we are a little bit challenged. the effectiveness of ABC Secretariat, not to something way, not to magic. If you listen carefully to me, you go no say, we ready for work. We get the willingness for work. But if we no get all it takes for do that work, we go do them. But maybe the way we go do them for make the post we send that text, sometimes we not go do them that way. But me want for assure, I can even name schools them. I can refer them to schools them. Make it go inquire the impact we don't create now some of the schools there. I can get maybe 1 or 2 schools. Let it go to Ahmadiyya Secondary School. Ahmadiyya Secondary School, when we don't begin work with them, everybody will know say Ahmadiyya Secondary School, each time they get a sports meeting, then they fet. But since the time we established with club, now Ahmadiyya, fet not take place again. Because we make sure say, we really influence them positively. So then see they need say, we no need for fet to be said. You understand? Several other schools than they, where we don't do very well. So, I mean, the ABC Secretariat, not that we get all the answer. Now that make, we bring people like the SLTU, we bring the Education Ministry for make them talk. Because all of these things, just like what Mr. Toure they say, looking at the policies, the regulations, the laws, if they are not really implemented or if they are not enforced, I mean, not just a time waste, something we would happen. So, the ABC Secretariat, not a winner inspector of schools, but what do we do with the complement? We are cost-cutting institution. We work with all ministries. You understand? And then get one parable say, it better, you understand, make a better let you work with them small picking we say catch them young. So that catch them young, Kroman can say you know give a new name to old dog. So now that make we they really try to look at the school setting. Because we believe say now from the school, the primary school, now they picking they go come on, they go secondary. And one of the things they will observe also again are this overcrowding. The teachers are challenged in that area. Overcrowding. We on time when we go school. Overcrowding not been there. Because we now GCO level we take an A level. Now what? They get 2 shifts. So you get a lot of some class and then get over 80, 100. How can a teacher alone teach such a class? You know, me don't be teacher. I don't teach all the levels. Primary, secondary, college, I don't teach. So I know what I'm teaching. So if you see teachers them, you know, they are challenged in some of the areas and we can say to them, say, I mean, but this whole thing will not just be left hand to the teachers, even the school picking them. You understand? Then get people the way they think, when they call them philosophers, they say, man is a product of his environment. What does that mean? Your environment where you find yourself, now they make you or break you. So now that make we believe say the people the way they mold the mindset, the teachers, then get a key role for make them mold the character of we picking them will depend say that they will bring the change will they desire for.
Okay, Mr. Conte.
Yes, thank you very much. I want to call Brother BNTN, Brother Solomon, for us to wait a review about the plan where government gets, I think, together with the National Commission for Human Rights, National Commission for Democracy and Human Rights. I take part in one of them, one project where they try to bring back civics into the school. So I just draw the attention for see. But maybe already better position for comments on waiting the ministry and the position about that. Because I want to make myself concerned about we all benefit from it. Civics. Yeah. You always say catch them young, eh? So this is where they talk so we talk about attitude, just take education sector. We talk about attitude. A lot of members will get a bigger problem. Attitude in one whole country. Thank you. And like we also talk, the attitude where they have in education, a reflection
of the wider society. The problem the way they face we all, we where they work in offices, who than a teacher, who than a politician, who than a big one the way they in governance, the attitude they look and down.
So would that for begin the change?
Thank you. You see somebody ask now everybody to be involved in the change. So when they say would that for begin, not to one side for begin. All. And one thing we go play and he rightly say catch them young. Let we make sure that they pick where they go school from primary school. Let them begin teaching them about NTR. How for treat you company, how for handle property when a government property. Property or money when for all man. How for handle that. How for handle your work. If you get assignments, what do you mean? You versus people away for serve. What do you mean? Your relationship with God and what you deliver. Who's always God for playing in your conscience? If we talk about attitude, we get now like we continue with religious people. We get the Muslims, we get the Christians. We then think and they go a long way for determining which kind of attitude we put up. So I will like fellow members say, like I will remember the way forward. Solution. Because generally we not can talk about what teacher for do, shock for use, how for make a classroom. Then they go the MTC. And then they clearly spelled out. Correctly so. The rules, the regulations, the policy they day. And the environment now we get for do with attitude. When we all for put with attitude, the right attitude will go tune. For make sure say all man do your own, the way for do. If all man do your work out for do, then we all know say the country they move forward. Everybody, politician, teacher, lawyer, doctor, go to hospital, you go to school, it's a problem. Then same problem no more. Any side you go be there, not just schools. So that makes somebody say everybody to be involved in the change. Everybody to be involved in the change. And somebody say education don't challenge this BNT true. But a BNT go tell you say, now I make no less a person than the head of state. The head of state don't set up not too long ago, very recently, 2-3 months ago. He think I'm very seriously for set up a special presidential committee on education. But a BNT go tell you the efforts and the Ministry of Education is spearheading that kind of thing, involving all stakeholders, like we all did, ABC the whole day, the imam them, the pastor them, so that the attitude, what they talk about in education, sometimes they say if education gets it right, then the whole country will get it right. Because education then they spearhead the development of a nation. If you see education collapse, like how they talk about the challenge, so no other side of the work.
Okay, PMC.
Yes, somebody send a text, say in spite of all the funding we are talking about in this education, the education standard still dropped tremendously, okay? You can take all the money in the world and pump on inside salary education. And perhaps it will even be worse than that's the way you don't spend all that money there because of the same reason the things they talk about, the attitude around the education. So it is not necessary. So that for that answer the person question. Not to the fund necessarily will solve the problem. You can pump all the money you want for pump inside. But if you laws they don't work, if your policies they don't work and the regulations they don't work, now both. Now for nothing. Okay? Now look at what happened. It take we up to 2008 for we as a nation. Here we wake up and say, now wait, why we begin there every year and they fail public examination? Why? Year in, year out, then they fail. 2008, now the government say, well, look into that. They set up a major commission. So, when the commission give a final report of everything they find out, all man see itself inside the picture. They don't say Minister of Education, one they say Minister of Education, parents, the school picking, the teachers, the heads of school, all education stakeholders. Everybody sees itself inside that picture. They say, you get a role for play. You play a role for education drop. Not to one great person in business that one day. Education will ever be one man show in this country and in any country. You see, we get to stop this attitude for say, oh, all time we say, oh well, the people are poor, so therefore Papa government, you need for do this. Beggars then at the United States of America, you see them every single day at the streets there. Beggars, you can't believe it. But that not stop America from being the greatest nation in the world. People they go to bed hungry in America every day. The greatest nation of the world, where they give it. So, no say, because of the poverty, therefore, oh well, no left for no more. No, Papa government, now you for do this. Everything now has become government. Everything, small thing happen, they say our government, the responsibility. Who say we own personal responsibility come now? The attitude. Everything just blame government no more easy. Everybody will take up. But look at the last time we win an academic excellence award in this country in 2001. The person who win another doctor, one be the Mikao, not doctor be the Mikao working for the World Bank. The only time when we come back very close to winning it, now when we enforce a policy where we don't exist for long, then our books take. Oh, we say no beke. No worse. That's in the old man, oh, well, Minister of Education, they can't put picking and planning business. They say now if you pick it, no, be no fast making, no, we'll let it was. Over almost 1,000 picking, oh, no, allow for let it sit. That year, and that's not the time we come back to win an academic excellence award again. Because the result them, they change tremendously, they improve. And from that year to now, every year we result and they improve. The person where they asked about declining education, I want to know say this year, this past MPSC result, are the best in a number of years. So improvement they happen. Now because people don't pay attention to the improvement, we focus on the negative. Now it make we don't see what you will do as a nation. We right.
Okay, well, there we go. And I'm not going for trouble before again because I don't catch you. Well, me before I go, let me change your attitude. And that's not the watchword. I believe so. Forget a positive attitude. Salon will go before positive attitude. Not only now you host, you school, also you do work or any outside you do. Even you know the government. It's me and you know government. Now we get for decide what's the waiting for do. So we change we attitude. But with that word there, now so the program go left you for today. Plenty thank you to the one that we send and text message. And we guess then at the studio we can talk about the way them where we for do for make we get good book learning business and country. For sake of my producer Joseph Stanley and all the one that we help for let this program reach you. Me now I want to Bangwa the tata to talk back.
I'm with you till we dance again. Wherever I go, you are everywhere. I see what you see. It's the greatest view to me. In the darkness, you're my spark. I'll never be afraid to dream. When my world is tearing at the seams, I got everything I'll ever need.
From the moment you start your day,
we are here for you.
As the news break throughout the day,
we always make sure you get the full story.
Join me every Monday to Friday at noon for your favorite program, PODIUM.
SLBC News brings you intruding stories you ever want.
Where use? You get use?
Yes, I get use.
This is the program where they give you the use where they happen all about the country.
Inside where use, we go take you text, Facebook and WhatsApp message. You complain where you will send as letter to the producer. We dey announce about team them working loss and plenty more.
We hear they all about the country, but you self can help for being the use that you area.
We use the original program where they give you updates.
Where use? You get use?
Yes, I get use.
Announcing that parliamentary and local council elections will be held a little over a year from now on March 7th, 2018. Council election. Announcing that parliamentary and local council elections will be held a little over a year from now on March 7th, 2018.
Well, I so to welcome you again to the program Elections Watch, where they come to you live on the Salem Broadcasting Corporation, where today we continue with the program. As yesterday, we look at the outcome of the SLPP and the National Delegates Convention will take place in Kenya. Today we get one of the people and we invite one of the executive position where now Lawrence Lima and he have been acting National Publicity Secretary, and then he don't be appointed
for that particular position. We all know say over the weekend and they get the conference na Kenema where they elect a new executive for the SLPP. Well, first of all, Lima, I want to say congratulations to you on your appointment. Though you know new because you know the side of that capacity today, and now you don't somehow be appointed for take the position again. First of all, start for tell me how you feel being elected for this position, because I understand say at the initial stage you think say that you want to vie for that position, and then just like that, so that reach now and Kenema, you notice say other people themselves can get interest over the position where you self been at. How you feel when they take you on away and say you don't get the confidence, say, oh, I'm alone, and they go and oppose them, just like that, then change the game?
Well, coming from a professional background, I'm not ever allow myself to be taken by surprise in any sense. I always go with a strategic mindset. See, even when I go for the best, I think of possible options that it is possible this go happen, this go happen. If this happen, it's not the adjustment plans and will come up. So even though I go yes with the view saying I'm one, they go for a contested position, and as at the time when I submit my application form, I was still the only person till the morning when they announced on the morning coffee say among the 31 contested position, only the position will be one opposed. And shortly after that, I see other positions than people, other people that come up for the position when about the free contested position. But then me solace or encouragement being stand from the point say I don't serve the people diligently and the people will have to pay me back or will have to reward me. This generation will find myself today when I work for the people and they will surely reward you. And one of the encouragement largely where I get now that in fact now delegates them gladly foresee me more. A lot of them be done hearing me, and but because I've been so much get a lot for the media, now we don't reach out to them. So plenty of them will go and search for me, for try for know me and for try for something. In fact, the time when they nominate me, they kind of shout when people shout now the hall, they just care for reflect the kind of vote we come out. So I'll be really sure say before even the counting of the ballots, I'll be sure say I'll be marked.
Okay. You talk say you're not somebody who don't serve the party, so based on that, for the make the people then or make them don't vote for you. But again, we don't see who say somebody can go there for a long time, maybe don't serve and they will come, for letting vote and say, this man of fit. But apart from that kind of thing, the way they doing you make you feel say because of you don't serve your party for a very long time, you don't work in the interest of you party for a very long time, maybe they'll vote you in. Which other quality again you think say you get where the other candidates are not get?
Well, of course when we talk today, largely the voting population today, they within the youthful population, and me a young person among the very people and women and contested, I'm the youngest. In fact, one of the possible women to contest are the boss and the military. So when I just see them from the blues, they contest against me, I would have a surprise. As a you, or even though that kind of surprise in the sense that I'm a boss, this was like my mentor in the army, and then they come by with me. I say, well, it's not bad. It's a politics. At least I'm glad you exposed me to that spirit of competition, and that I don't just sit down and say, I'm glad because one, you emotion self, and whatever it is, for every moment and pin ballot box, as long as the counting process can make you get that psychological thing in you. But I've been confident, of course, I was going to be mad. So, of course, I believe, say, apart from the fact, say, I don't serve the people, the other thing, again, we come again for really, let the people that really vote me in, precisely then see me like me a young person and I'm committed. And this kind of young man, I need to do this kind of job, he's so sincere, he's so committed to the job, at least we want him for do. We believe, say, we've done the power now, he will do more for me. So, in addition to the sincere and genuine service we have been due to the people, my youthfulness again another contributing factor that again we also able for make me and the position. And besides other people that we contest against me, people that are not able for test then thinking skills, then articulating skills. So if I be so sheepish or foolish on anybody way, you don't know somebody, you just see them from the blues, you go cast ballot for them, So like me actually the people that don't test me, they don't prove me and they don't say I can perform. I can do the job, so then we only need for give me the endorsement. So for me, in fact, it was an endorsement. And me voting actually not being just cut across from the southeast. Perhaps somebody who wants to say he has a southeastern background, or even me vote actually cut across from all over the country. everybody, the West, the North. In fact, the Northerners have been more or less impressed. I mean, been very much impressive about me, what they do, and a good number of them ready for support me. And one of the person who I vividly remember are the regional vice chairperson, women chairperson in the North. I don't forget the name, some small one or something. Cabo. We talk. They say, Mr. Lima, I'm not sabi one even I see I don't sabi. Where I go vote for you? So where you couldn't radio? The first person you know me for call, I mean name me for call. But I really forget. Sorry that I don't forget the name. So that tells you how much the people are really glad that you serve them genuinely and you serve them with every sense of commitment. So let's have just say let us reward him back as a young man, and we feel so for him the full power now for let you really do the work.
Okay, now talk a bit about your role, being the elected National Publicity Secretary, and how you go from see this particular role. You bring something new because we are about for come to the 2018 elections, and very soon as ever for getting a convention way, another for we select the possible for going for the 2018 elections. And the other question we are going for us, how you can trust with this school, not just represent just one individual, because when I said get so many people in the party, they want for one for the IFA. How you can trust the issue of not try for take sides, you're doing for play around, so that at the end of the day, you're going for represent all of them, and when we don't choose the right person for represent the party, you're doing for sell amounts to be successful.
Yeah, make a correct one point first. We know that elections inside our constitution. The constitution, according to the word and letter, likely reflects the general direction of section 35(2) of the national constitution, which talks the political parties for conduct themselves in a democratic manner. So the word about selection, not the inside the constitution, it's not elections precisely the inside the constitution. Coming to my role, well, me are the image maker of the party and also sell every characters within the party. Quite apart from that, me also did for protect as the image maker of the party. I protect the image of everybody in the party and their rules, regulations, and the constitution related to the letter. Me also again, I made it publicize the party in programs, in philosophies and principles. So if the rules they say you should not engage in negative campaigning like me and intending Flagbearer, I can sit down here. Instead of selling the policies to the public and the electorate for buying the policies at the left hand, now another person personality at the attack. That is against the campaigning rules, and when I do a radio, if issues and then nature then they don't come up, I set the record straight by educating the membership and the public of waiting and the correct thing for do and how for go about it. I'm talking about selling one person. Of course, these are some of the charges or accusations will be done there on previous publicity secretary before me the Camway, and even when they come, people again get that kind of charges around it. But if that has been the case, like we are going to the convention and not forget it, for don't get that kind of overwhelming endorsement. I call them endorsement because if you look at the vote cast, we've been there around 500 or something, then I able for poll 429. That just clearly shows it was an endorsement. If we justify the point, say the people largely appreciate the work what they do. And if you look at the vote cast in favor, it reflects whoever get intention for vie for whatever position. So because they appreciate the job what they do, so the job actually not based on any selection for advocate for one person. Now the views of the people that made us speak, and the programs, principles and philosophies of the party are the speak out, and I speak on truism, and that make the people that appreciate me so much. So the issue about talking for one candidate, it can normally come outside people like somebody can left in your own policies where you need for sell, and left farm in the attack one person in the party, and each and everyone will get intention for buy can emerge as the winner. If you begin attack now, you don't call it inside. That is what the opponent will use for begin make the work difficult for me. And as the PR, for every time each and every of my party member do bad publicity, it make the workload difficult for me. So for every time I come on the radio, I get for set the record straight. So in the course of setting the record straight and explaining the principles and programs of the party, that is where many people, of course, I want to say with detractors and don't also misconstrue issues and don't say you speak for one person, you speak for this person. It's not about that. At a period like this again, where the party we don't get a lot of wrangling and rowdiness around it, and we don't come with a new set of executive under the chairman and leadership of Dr. Prince Adam. Firstly, of course, yes, we want to also encourage each and everyone we contest the position, including Dr. Manye. We lost the position for encouraging them feel say they are not lost. Yes, they are lost as individual, but collectively none of them are lost. and that's not all of we win collectively, because we all fight the collective aspiration of the Sierra Leone People's Party. You go contest position at the time because you want to be at the end of affairs, but it not means the way you lost. You don't lose your membership in the party, or you don't lose your stake in the party. No, you are still a member of the party. We get stake and we can contribute your valuable ideas for every party go before. The one way we in just the day where they represent with collective views and aspirations. So now that make we say, when it go for what represent with collective views and aspirations is representing all of us, we views them. And so on that note, all of you win collectively. No one person no loss, no one person no win. So that make we say again, we separate win, also get an open arm to the one that may feel a little disturbed because they lost position. But we for keep the spirit say at any time when you contest position, either you win or you lose. And if you win, you for always embrace the one that we lost. And if you lost, you for always ready for work with the one that we win, so that we will collectively push the party in agendas of before. Okay,
talking about push the party in agenda before. Now, before this, when they don't go do the election for this new executive, we don't see really, we don't get some members and we don't let the party, so no happy with one or two things to do. Now with the new executive, how on I intend for capture the people and the back and what's now on a strategy where you go for look at now I don't get a new executive for the party.
For capture everybody back, it's not something really impossible for me to say you capture everybody back. But one of the things we say, the one them we don't left, we had still go to them. We all know say we fight a common objective. They are going, some don't even go from party, and are still an opposition party, we still remain as an opposition party. But we believe say we all fight a common objective. For ensure say we take state house by our own political approach. But at the same time we share the same values, like I say. So in spite of the facts itself then they are, we respect them and they're left with dignity and they're left with party. We party self remain in dignity. So we believe say, and the facts itself then they outside there, we said they are, we still maintain that cordial relationship and respect. For those who are actually reconcilable, we will approach them and see how best we will see reason for come back now the party, and then we drive the party go before, and then we work collectively. The one the way they don't become inactive in participating for the progress and development of the party, we will also approach them for make them see how best them will recharge their spirit and energy for make them push the party go before. Because some of we come in the party and let we say at the quarter of the party making progress towards winning the next elections. And so meaning people that they will be on the work genuinely for the party before some of you come in. So we feel safe if as at this stage we don't come in, if they say them relax, they meaning the work we say them don't stop, we don't take them from that level, they will decide to push and go before. I will solely take the credit for whatever I do. I will take the credit again. Collectively we will take the credit because for like I can't even do what they do now, people we don't come till they don't stop at that stage. So we can encourage them one day we don't become inactive now or don't relax a little. But let them still charge their spirit, especially when we're very close to elections now. Let we all come together now and see how best we brainstorm ideas, and then we get a team way formidable, we're able to articulate the issues the way the people that suffer from this country, and also come up with we own standpoints, we own positions, and we own policy decisions, and how we're able to make the team better for everybody for benefit from us. So we feel saying that kind of approach we use, and as the PR and the image maker of the party, I also get for do a random sampling and try to get people that we're able to represent the media team from all walks of life so that we go for achieve a goal.
We understand, say, during this National Delegates Conference, the outgoing chairman, he will get for walkout of the meeting. We will tell you, waiting at the reason for that. We make a walkout, of the conference.
Well, for say a walkout, it's like saying he was there in the first place. For me, no, we say so. In the first place, me never set eye on him. And when the time they very close for the conference, I try for call him for no idea and waiting on status. But the line should be way at least